Let's make sure this is on. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Alrighty, we are live once more. Alright, okay. Let's just check everything out real quick, and we have to find a fucking documentary. Okay, so. And we have to find a fucking documentary. Okay, so. All right, want to touch up on the Mikey. Here we go. Pop out chat. All right, want to touch up on the Mikey. Here we go. Okie Dukslers. Get that in. Got that. YouTube.com. What the heck, doggy? It's gonna be I'm gonna be listening to Doctor Insanity, the channel, youtube.com, Doctor Insanity. Yeah, so it's been pretty I like this channel. It's been pretty, cool catching up on it. Uh there are certain I need to turn that up on that motherfucker.
At an airport parking lot to investigate reports of an abandoned truck. Initially,
Turn it
seemed
down
like
here.
just another routine call with nothing
Turn that
unusual.
up. Let me double check it. A little quick check on that thing. Check it.
Inside the
A little
truck,
quick check on that thing.
four brutalized and dismembered bodies hidden inside boxes. What
Check on
officers
that
didn't
thing.
know at the time is that 11 more bodies lay buried and hidden in remote areas of the state. An active, twisted serial killer was on the loose, and detectives were already months behind.
You remember the last time you saw him?
Maybe a couple of months ago.
We don't care about anything.
All right, we're gonna do another quick sound check on it before we get going.
Whoever did that is
All
okay.
right, we're gonna do
I
another
tied
quick
everything
sound
together
check on
yesterday
it
when he did that.
before we get
I
going.
know he lost them three.
All right,
I know he
one
did.
more.
Taking these other 11, did you take them all to the same place? If you ever came back out to New Mexico, would you be willing to take us?
That got weird, but yeah, I think we're good.
Started on a Sunday afternoon when police in
Sunday.
Branson, New Mexico received a mysterious call. A landlord had just discovered something he described as disturbing while cleaning out an evicted tenant's home. Officers immediately headed to the address to investigate.
So this guy hasn't paid us since July, but with COVID going on, we couldn't evict him, so we've had nothing but problems with him.
Damn.
Anyways, we
Damn,
finally got
damn,
him to move out. So I seen him today. We haven't come by. We haven't messed with him. Hopefully, I don't kick it.
We really gotta
When I came
tab
by, he says,
that.
"I'm gonna leave you a pile to throw." Well, we didn't know which pile, so we started to load it up.
Oh.
While we were moving some things, and we found this puppy in this box.
Oh
underneath
shit.
Some of the kid stuff,
Okay.
So we go to put the puppy in the bag because we were gonna bury it, and then we see that they had tied a cord on its neck.
Oh my god.
We had, like I said, nothing but problems with these guys. So I at least want to put a report on file. I know we won't be able to say who did it and when, but that needs to be associated with him, because we're gonna take him to court for a lot of other things.
Okay, so actually what I want to do is I'm thinking about this,
It
but
was
I want to
clear the
do
puppy had suffered a
the
horrific
corner
death. Animal control
having
arrived
like
shortly afterwards
and
confirmed it had been
this is the
deliberately
shit that you would
tortured,
do
noting
in
the cord
advance, like
tied
when you're
tightly
making the
around its
designs,
neck.
but I'm kind of
The
doing this
cruelty
as I
of the
go.
scene was
I don't know
deeply
why, it's
unsettling.
just a
The
fucking part
officer
of it.
immediately recognized they were
But I
dealing
want to
with
do
someone
kind of like I
truly
did the
twisted.
skylights up top where it just like comes down. kind of a
Absolutely.
cascading it.
That's just
I want to
sad.
do that infinity kind of window around the front. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that there actually.
Cruel, awful people.
Yeah,
Turn this down. Gotta make sure that's turned off. Tab that. Go into edit mode. Control R. Okay.
Unfortunately for
enter a loop cut,
investigators, the puppy
hit enter.
is just the first
We're gonna bring
body.
that over.
In the coming days,
Hit
police would
X
uncover
to
more
line it
personal
up with
scenes,
the
strange disappearances, and
thickness of
disturbing
the
evidence
previous
pointing
wall.
to something far more calculated than anyone
Beautimus.
expected.
What the fuck?
That same day, Detective Robert Turney was assigned
And
the
zoom
missing
in on
persons
that
case
bitch, because
involving
even the snap, you see
19-year-old
this?
Matthew Miller. Matthew's grandmother had
Wait, you
called
can't see
911 a couple of
everything.
days
You
earlier,
can't see everything.
worried
I need to
because
make
she
sure that
hadn't
I'm
seen or heard
keep
from
shit
him
in the
nearly a
center.
week. It turned out police were already familiar
See
with
this?
Matthew and knew he had previously struggled with substance
It's
abuse.
not
So
lined
initially
up.
they assumed his disappearance was drug-related. Maybe he overdosed
There we
somewhere.
go.
But
Zoom it.
Matthew's family insisted something was different this
See
time.
that? And it's
urgently
this is
requested
the
to speak
snap,
with
but it's just
detectives.
not lined up.
Trusting their
Okay.
instincts, Detective
So what we're
Turney
gonna
decided to
do?
visit Matthew's
Take it,
grandmother, where he would
move it on
discover
the X,
some
and it's
unsettling
gonna move too
new
much. But then you hold
possibilities.
Shift. All right, actually, turn the snap off. It's just so minute. It's not allowing me. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you need to turn the snap off, man. Fuck it. We don't need no snap bullshit. All right, now take that, delete that, baby.
Other county jails.
Select this. Tap back into edit mode. 3 to face mode. Click this. Do Y. We're gonna do EX because it's on the X axis. Oh my god, that's so weird. Why would we do it on the X axis? Boom. Now we're there. Zoom in to double, triple, make sure that we're lined up, and we are past the line. So we're gonna take this. We're gonna take that, and we are going to hit 1. Select all the vertices, the vertici on this side, the vertices. Got it.
After rehashing
There we
some
go,
information
Buki.
with Matthew's family, Detective Turney would go on to
Now we
learn
got
some
one
critical
piece.
details. Matthew's girlfriend told the family she
That makes
saw
it
him
easy
getting into a vehicle with
because
several
we're
other
going to
people,
go with some
including
loop
a blonde
cuts.
woman named Jennifer Lannon, someone Matthew had recently been spending time with. He also learned that
Control
Matthew
R,
often spent
double
time with
them.
a close friend named Justin Mata
Hit
and his
enter.
girlfriend Leonie Calzada.
See,
All
that's
three
40
were known to
inches.
use
Okay,
drugs
it's
together.
probably a
Acting
fair
quickly
wall
on these promising new leads,
size.
police began searching
Hit
locations
2
Matthew
to
was
check
known to frequent,
how tall
and
this
soon
is.
enough, they located Matthew's
This
Chevy Colorado
is
truck parked and seemingly abandoned
40.
within a few blocks away
40.
from Leonie
Yeah,
and
40, 40,
Justin's
40. Okay, that's
residence.
good.
The truck
Perfect.
was dirty, locked,
We are
and
going
appeared to have been
to
parked there for several days. Inside,
3,
detectives
select
found
the
clothing
face,
and
yeah.
personal belongings,
Oh, wait.
as well as
Hold on.
several unsettling items, including
Hold
a pair
it.
of rubber gloves and a shovel
More
lying in the truck's
loopies.
bed. They also found multiple cell phones that were damaged in the front
What
and
do
back
I wanna
seats.
do?
It seemed clear Matthew hadn't intended to leave the truck there, and detectives sensed something wasn't right. Immediately, investigators canvassed the area and found surveillance cameras nearby, one of which captured Matthew's truck arriving at Leonie and Justin's address on January 26th, just 3 days before Matthew was reported missing. With these new alarming discoveries, Detective Turney knew the next logical step was to urgently speak with Matthew's friends, Justin Mata and Leonie Calzada, hoping they could shed some light on the situation. However, when they arrived at the couple's residence, they would quickly realize Matthew
Actually, I'm thinking I want this to
wasn't the only
be-
one missing.
No, just you? You sure? Okay, you okay if I come
God
in?
damn it.
Hey, guy. My name's Robert. He gone? Hey, buddy. Okay.
This is Leonie Calzada, the girlfriend of Matthew's close friend, Justin Mata, and someone detectives suspected might know exactly what happened to Matthew.
So actually, I'm going to hit 2 so I can do the loop cut, move the loop cut again.
Matthew Miller.
Alt to select the whole fucking thingy.
Last time he was here.
And I'm thinking I want the window to be kind of like long. So
Okay. What if I got video of his vehicle?
there we go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 3/4 blocks wide.
A year ago? You think Justin would have, when you weren't here?
That's 3/4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move back to that one right there. Alright. And it doesn't have to be exact, but that's pretty good. Cool. 3. Click it. Shift. 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 Delete.
What's his phone number?
Faces.
Facebook?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Back to 2. Select.
When's the last time you had
Select. F to fill.
What I would
F
like
to
to do,
fill.
alright, is
F to fill.
look around your house for any kind of evidence of Matthew Miller, any kind of foul play.
F to fill.
According to Leone, her boyfriend, Justin, had also mysteriously vanished, and she hadn't seen him since January 17th, nearly 2 weeks before Matthew was even reported missing. But investigators knew something
There we go.
wasn't adding up.
All right, so that
Leone
way
insisted
now we
she
kind of
hadn't
have like
seen
a
Matthew
corner
in
side window.
nearly a year. Surveillance
And-
footage clearly showed Matthew's truck outside her residence just days before he disappeared. With their suspicion mounting,
You know what,
detectives
though?
decided to search Leone's home, hoping to uncover whether she might be hiding something. Or
I think I want the whole thing to kind of go back because on this side is going to be
Different around here, like any kind of blood.
like the 3D printer and like the outdoor kind of shit. So I do want that to be
Pills or anything
seen,
like
but I don't want it to be the entire thing. So I'll just move it a bit more. All right. So like this, and we'll just click these and move these over. There we go.
Okay, they only find one person dead in a trunk per year.
Okay, that's good.
despite their best efforts, investigators found no signs of foul play or violence.
Cool.
Still, Detective Turney couldn't shake the feeling that something was overlooked, so he returned to speak briefly with Leone, unaware she'd drop a crucial clue.
And I want this wall to be the exposed brick wall, so I won't be doing anything to that. Arizona. All right, so we get that. Let's do the door.
Leone
What kind of
revealed
door
that
do we
Justin had
want? What kind of
recently
doorway do we
taken
want?
off with another woman named Jennifer, supposedly heading to Arizona to re-up on drugs and make some money.
You know, we
This
could go
new
with the
detail, Detective Turney now found himself
fucking
investigating the
this one right
disappearances
here.
of
Actually, I
3
think that'd
different
probably be a
people.
good idea.
Matthew Miller,
Let's
Justin
go ahead and
Mata,
copy all
and
this,
now,
and we will
potentially,
just
Jennifer.
use all
Not
of
yet aware
it.
just how closely connected these cases really were. So to move forward, Turney quickly looked into Jennifer and discovered she had recently been reported missing by her ex-husband, Sean Lannon. That name sounded familiar to Detective Turney, because just days earlier, officers had responded to a disturbing call at 817 Kingman Avenue, the same property where the remains of a tortured puppy had been uncovered. And the tenants evicted from that very house, Sean and Jennifer Lannon. Finally, investigators were starting to connect the dots. 3 people, all closely linked through drugs and personal relationships, had vanished within days of each other. Detective Turney realized it was time to canvass the neighborhood surrounding Sean and Jennifer's former home, hoping a neighbor might have seen something suspicious or could offer the lead they desperately needed. That's when they found a neighbor whose security camera
What's this
was
shit
pointed
called? Remote.
directly
There
at
we go.
Sean and Jennifer's old residence. And what the investigators saw on the footage would finally bring some much
There we
needed
go.
clarity to their
That way
case.
it'll stay with the
Without this
style,
neighbor's
but
camera,
also too
detectives
it'll help
might
with the
have hit
time.
Another frustrating dead end, and it shows just how important reliable security can be. Because when something happens, every second matters. That's why I partnered with Simply Safe Home Security to provide you with a trusted way to secure your own home. After I installed Simply Safe, I felt much safer at home knowing that if anything moves where it shouldn't, I'll be alerted immediately. along with real-life security pros who can quickly step in and help. SimpliSafe's brand new ActiveGuard outdoor protection means those pros can see a suspicious person in my driveway and speak to them, flash the spotlights, even call police before a break-in ever happens. Old alarm systems wait until the door is kicked in. ActiveGuard tells the intruder, hands up, police are on the way, while they're still outside. The tech is smart enough to
I
tell friends
honestly have
from foes, so
no
your
fucking
partner
clue
or
why
the
this shit's
dog
not
walker
letting
won't
me.
trigger a 3 a.m. panic. What I find myself using the most is their video doorbell, which sends me a notification whenever there's motion at my door, and even allows me to communicate with anyone at my door through its built-in speakers, saving me from porch pirates and keeping my packages safe. From the app, you can arm or disarm, lock the front
There
door,
we go.
check every camera, and see that my studio is safe even when I'm on the road. There are no long-term contracts, plans start at about $1 a day, and there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. And today, SimpliSafe has a deal just for the Dr. Insanity crew. Save 50% off your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for a professional monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplisafe.com/insanity to customize yours. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Here we are.
On January 26th, Matthew is seen entering Sean's home, but investigators never see him leave. Hours later, Sean is spotted on camera driving away in Matthew's truck, and when he returns, he's alone, on foot, and Matthew is nowhere to be seen. 2 days later, on January 28th, the same camera recorded someone loading household items into a red Dodge Dakota parked outside the residence and driving away. This CCTV footage marked a critical turning point for investigators. For the first time, detectives had visual proof
Beautimous.
of Matthew at
Beautimous.
Jennifer and Sean's residence.
All right, let's
With a
take a quick
significant
look.
new lead,
That's what we're
the next
looking at
step was
now,
clear.
boys and
Detective
girls.
Turney needed to speak directly to Sean. Only his account could clarify what happened that day and potentially reveal
So
crucial
what we need to
details
do
about the
is
missing trio.
create a window
The next
frame,
morning, Detective
some
Turney reached out to
glass.
Sean and agreed to sit down for a formal interview.
What
Whatever
else?
Sean
Then
said
we can
next
start working
had
on
potential to
the
shift the direction
desk.
of this case
And
completely.
I think for the chairs, I'm gonna try to utilize some model or something if I have to buy one or whatever. I don't really know that I wanna. I would like to get like a licensed type chair or something. So maybe I will buy a model or some shit.
Fourth and third. Was his truck ever parked at your house?
Okay.
More than like a day, overnight? Not sure. Have you ever driven his
Oi, oi.
Have you driven his truck?
We'll go ahead and select everything. Control A, and then we will apply all the transforms.
So, again,
Now it sets the shit back to world origin. No biggie. If you, when we start working on it, we can set the origin back to the individual pieces that we need to while we're working on it.
Did you have anything to do with
So yeah, this is it. This is these will be essentially like metal panels.
something bad happened
Actually,
to Matthew and Jennifer?
take a little second to fucking let me go ahead and make a material example of this. Oh, bitch, it's too long.
Man, it's just I just gotta You don't.
I do.
You don't seem.
Okay, okay. Tabbed into edit. 1 to
During the
vertices.
interview,
Select.
Detective Turney notices something
I'm going
strange.
to select these.
Sean
Oh,
remains
what the?
unnervingly calm,
Get out of here.
especially considering his ex-wife and the
Yeah,
mother
now
of his
tap.
3 young children
Now
has
tap
just
one again.
vanished.
Now
Turney begins
select.
to question whether Sean is
Bring
simply a
these
bystander
in.
caught up in a tragic situation, or if he knows more than he's letting on. The next day, Detective Turney would get his answer, as police received an unexpected call from a man named Josh Hall. Josh was an acquaintance of Matthew Miller and claimed he'd recently witnessed something that deeply concerned him, directly related to the strange disappearances. Investigators quickly arranged for a meeting with Josh, hoping his account would finally provide the breakthrough they were looking for.
Okay.
Hey man, what's going on with Matthew, man? That's my chick's cousin. Check this out, man. Check this out. That's all me. Check this out, man. Yesterday, alright, was at Kelly's. Right, Sean told me to go talk to you. I guess he had to go talk to you or something. Talk to cops. He goes in Kelly's in the garage, stashes a bag in the ceiling. Gun,
jacked his wife's IDs, some clothes, some other there, he just stashes it there. Says he had to go talk to the cops. I was there. I was there. Sean killed all 3 of them motherfuckers, man. I'm telling you, he murked all 3 of them people, man. He's putting it off on Martha that he ran off and everything. Why in the yes? I don't know, man. Kelly's like my sister. I know all it, you know. I killed all 3. I know he did, man. I know he did. He did, man. I'm telling you. Come on, they find the truck right by his house. You know what I'm saying? And was throwing a trip over this, you know what I mean? Like, Martha was she his chick. Martha was there. By himself. The bodies. He's a smart man. He's good. Come on, look how long they've been missing for. He just barely reported his wife missing. His wife's been missing since like the 23rd. Since last month, you know what I mean? She's been missing the same time Matt's been missing. And after he left and everything, to go talk to you, Kelly went in there and opened that and everything. Strap her IDs, some other personal stuff of hers, some clothes, and what did she do with it? She wigged out. I had her with me the whole time. She was stripping her. Oh. And then Danny Limos took off with it. He was there too when Danny Limos took the gun. Took the strap. What vehicle was Danny?
Ah, shit. All right. So let me get back in that fucking.
That's how I tied everything together yesterday.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Shift A to put a new mesh. We're gonna do a fucking cube. Drop the motherfucker down. Select it right here. All right, we're gonna make a fucking falsie.
Before leaving to speak with detectives at the police station. After
Oh,
Sean
shit.
left, Kelly discovered the hidden bag, removed a gun from inside, and handed it off to a man named Danny Lemos, locally known as Dog, who quickly took the weapon and left on foot. When Sean returned and
Locally
realized
known
the bag
as
was missing, he
Dog.
became visibly agitated, smashing his phone on the ground before
All right.
storming out.
So we got that squared
These
away.
troubling claims
Okay,
raised
so
immediate suspicion around
in the
everyone
tab,
involved,
we will go make
including
sure we
2
got
new persons
one.
of
Select
interest,
these
Kelly
on this
DeSoto
side,
and Daniel
bring
Lemos,
them
both
over.
closely associated with
Zoom
Sean and
in,
Jennifer based
shift
on
to
Josh's
drag her
statement.
over,
Danny Lemos was
and
nowhere to be found
slide
at the
that
time, so
thing.
Detective
There we
Turney
go.
knew he urgently needed to verify Josh's
Select the
account
top
speaking
ones,
directly with
do
Kelly,
the same thing,
and
bring
more
her up.
importantly, find out if she was hiding anything that could help connect the dots in this increasingly tangled case.
Damn. All right, Control R. There we go, and then hit it. Now we have the
When
center
investigators
point.
first arrived at Kelly's house,
Okay,
she agreed to
which
meet
was
them at the
weird
station
because
for
you're
an
like,
interview,
oh, why
but
couldn't you do it the
refused
other
their
one?
offer of a
Well, I
ride,
could
saying her
have,
boss would
but
bring her in about 30
I couldn't have
minutes.
as well.
However, when the time
Because I
came,
already split it
Kelly
up too many
never showed
times.
up at the
That's
police
why, dog.
station. It was a major
That's why,
red
doggy.
flag, and it made investigators even
Well,
more suspicious of her. 2 hours later, Detective Turney
Alright.
returned to her house,
Now
suspecting
move your
that Kelly
tits.
might be stalling for time or trying
So
to
we'll just
cover
keep that
something
right
up.
there. But what we're really gonna be working on, actually move this shit a little bit away, okay? So it's not your fucking situation where you selecting. This too, we're gonna fucking take this, set original geometry, move this bitch back off there too a little bit. That way selecting shit's easier, okay? Now we got this whole thing selected.
What is it about? Can you tell me?
She's like, I talked to my lawyer.
Matthew Miller,
The fuck?
Jennifer, Sean Liner.
Sean is not missing.
Oh, what the fuck?
This time, Kelly's behavior was noticeably different. She appeared distraught,
Okay, so that is a center
reluctant
line.
to cooperate, and quick to mention her lawyer.
Gotcha.
Detective Turney felt certain that she was withholding
Select
crucial
her
information
again.
and decided to press harder.
Was Sean here yesterday?
And now we go to edit.
How many times?
One, we're going to want to
He came inside. he told
select
her he had
all
told them that
these
Jennifer missing.
vertices here.
Did Sean hide anything in the house that was way to
And then
take
we're
out?
gonna bring this.
Did he destroy his phone?
Yeah, right here at the
Oh
top.
shit.
He destroyed this one.
Did he bring a bag inside
Select all them
that had a
too.
gun
Take this.
No.
or any of Jennifer's identification cards and
I
hide them?
didn't
Or
see
did you look
anything.
in it?
No, I didn't see.
Did Danny Lemos take the gun later?
No.
Do you think he did something to Jennifer and Matthew?
Obviously knows the center. There we go. There goes the center.
He doesn't seem like that type of person.
I think you're lying to me about the bag and the gun and Jennifer's ID.
I'm not. I don't know anything about Like he asked me, he said.
Ah, shit, I moved the fucking center line on that bitch. Motherfucker.
I know.
Alright. Tab this shit. Take this motherfucker.
What he was moving, I don't know. I questioned.
I don't understand how that bitch moved, bro.
You went through it?
After some more pressure, Kelly admitted she had several suspicious bags in her shed, supposedly belonging to Sean. Curious about the contents of the bags, detectives quickly followed Kelly to take a closer look.
I'm pretty sure hot cheese. Yeah. I think that box there is not his. I don't think. I'm sure it's not. And that paint can is not.
Yeah, there. I think it's right there when it selected the motherfucker all fucked up.
That,
I actually selected it wrong, brother. That's what happened.
is it in my face?
Alright.
Jackson? Elaine? She let us search that thing from head to toe.
Alright.
And outside.
Despite their best
Z,
efforts,
bring her
detectives
on up.
found no
Select
clear
all them
signs of
shits.
blood or evidence
Tab.
linking back
I
to
don't
the
know why
missing
this shit's
people.
fucking.
It was a frustrating dead end.
Ah,
The chances
I
of
do know
finding
why,
them seemed
bitch.
increasingly slim. At this stage, investigators had narrowed down their focus to several individuals close to the missing trio, each with conflicting stories and questionable behavior that kept
What?
detectives on edge. But without hard evidence,
Alright.
options were increasingly running out. Desperate for a breakthrough, Detective Turney secured a search warrant for Sean and Jennifer's former home at 817 Kingman Avenue. Unsure exactly what or who they might encounter, officers cautiously approached the property, prepared for any potential threat.
Oh, motherfucker. There we go.
Yet again, investigators were too late. The house had already undergone extensive renovations, carpets removed, drywall stripped, any potential evidence completely erased. Unbeknownst to investigators at the time, the critical evidence they desperately needed was sitting in an abandoned truck, miles
There we go.
away,
Now we got that
just
split up
waiting to be discovered.
evenly.
For now,
We'll
though,
go and click
every
this.
possible lead was exhausted. and
Z,
Detective Turdy knew
select the
it
whole
was
shit
time for a
again.
more direct approach. So he called Sean once more, determined to
Z.
extract something, anything that could finally
There we
lead
go.
investigators to the missing trio.
Edit mode.
Hey, is it Sean?
Edit mode. Fuck.
Hey,
Fuck
Sean,
off.
it's Detective Turney. How are you doing?
Good, how are you doing today?
Good, man. I've been trying to get a hold of your other number, and it's not working.
The hell, motherfucker. Alright, let
So,
me
you know anything new?
Control S. Sometimes you gotta Blender's free, okay? And thankfully.
Okay. Are you still around
But
town?
sometimes you gotta close it when if shit's not just working.
No, we've made
Close
some
it,
progress
save,
here and there. I've got
close
a bunch
it,
of,
and then
pictures
reopen
of
it,
different
okay?
vehicles.
We're gonna
I'd like
save
you
it.
to-
Double
I'd like you
save,
to
triple
take a look
save,
at, see if
Control
you could
S
help
just to
me
make sure.
Identify 'em.
Good time tomorrow. I wanted to come in and stuff I gotta return to the school.
Okay. All right, just make sure the kids are taken care of, and we'll go from there. All right,
Thanks, sir.
we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks.
Sean sounded cooperative and willing to help,
It's
promising
over, back
Detective
up.
Turney he would come in for questioning. Yet, Sean never showed up. The next day, Turney even offered to personally pick Sean up and bring him to the station. But once again, Sean failed to appear. At this point, Turney felt certain Sean was deliberately stalling and knew they couldn't afford to waste any more time. He's done playing cat and mouse.
Oh, he done playing cat and mouse.
With the CCTV footage and witness statements pointing
Yeah,
directly
don't
at
say.
Sean and Danny as crucial figures, Detective Turney knew he needed to bring them in for questioning. So investigators dug deeper into both men's backgrounds, and that's when they hit the jackpot. Sean had an outstanding warrant for missing a court appearance related to a 2020 assault and battery charge. It was the break they needed. On February 25th, officers located Sean in Albuquerque and arrested him without incident, transporting him directly to the Grants Police Department for questioning. Detective Turney's goals for the interview were simple: determine exactly what Sean knew about the missing trio and find out where Danny Lemos had vanished after taking the alleged gun.
Let's go
The
back
hell?
to Matthew's truck. Okay, so it starts to back in there, and you're the last one who drove it, right? So let's go backward from when you parked it. Where did you go with it that day? Do you remember specifically?
The only places I ever traveled was one time to McDonald's. I thought that was the last day.
It's working now. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird, man. Sometimes it's weird.
We got water, food,
All right.
Walmart. That's it.
So this line right here is, I guess,
Home alone. I'm not going to McDonald's. I have children.
right here.
I don't have any bodies. Like, I was a medic in the army. Like, I have 3 kids.
I don't think you're capable of doing something like this. I think you're very capable of defending yourself, though. An accident happens.
If it was nice, I would be like, that's self-defense because self-defense is feasible. But literally, no. Biggest fear in my house, why the pistol stayed in the house, was Tato, like dog. Like,
Yeah.
that guy scares. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah.
So,
Who told you to park it there?
Justin was there at the house, talking with, like, they're all chewing on the soup.
Who's all there?
Jennifer, Justin, and
Matthew.
Matthew. And he gets a boatload of pills from him. And they're like, we're gonna go score.
53.7.
Nobody.
That's what the word. That's what the word is.
Take the truck and the kids.
No, they leave the truck. And literally, I'm like, well, I need to go. Like, can I get some fucking groceries or some shit?
Okay.
And literally, I'm like, what do we do with the truck? He's like, leave it. I'm like, yeah, leave the shit here. Like, no. I was like, you're not gonna park in front. No, I need to go to the dumpsters. I need to go to McDonald's for water. You know.
And so they told you in the house when you're done with it to park it at the Lubbock Apartments.
Matthew wanted to park it down the street. He said, no, my buddy's over there near the apartments. Just leave it there.
As the interview continued, Sean seemed to have an answer for everything, including the CCTV footage, claiming he only moved the truck at Matthew and Justin's request. He also appeared to casually downplay the entire incident, insisting the trio's disappearances were simply part of a drug-related business venture, nothing criminal. But Detective Turney wasn't buying it. He knew Sean's explanation didn't match witness statements, and his earlier actions were too suspicious to ignore. But without solid proof, Turney couldn't directly refute Sean's story. So, to move forward, Detective Turney changed tactics. He decided to deliberately introduce Danny Lemos into the conversation, offering Sean an easy scapegoat. If Sean took the bait, Turney might finally uncover what Sean was hiding, or at least gain insight into what really happened to the missing trio.
Okay.
Spent most of my time with the kids. If I had to guess who would kill him, it would be the guy saying, if I gotta dispose of bodies, I'm gonna put him in my pig. And he showed me the pig one day because I was helping him at his house.
This is. Oh, sorry.
I don't have any answers for Matthew. I don't know much about him. Talk to dog. If someone's gonna move a body and put it somewhere, my guess, the creepy dude that talks about pigs with everything but eyeballs. I'm like,
There we go.
who would know that? Like, this dude's, I'm scared of dog. So, but my kids are scared of dog. I'm scared of dog. I don't know what the fuck I'm afraid of it. I'm ashamed of it. But we hid in the house. We didn't go anywhere. I definitely didn't leave my kids for 5 hours. I didn't look at the other one.
Just as planned, the moment Danny Lemos' name came up, Sean seized the opportunity and implicated him,
That's
pointing to Danny's
57.7,
violent nature
this
and even
is-
suggesting his ability to dispose of bodies using pigs. Beyond those accusations, however, Sean stuck to his story for the rest of the interview, denying any involvement in the disappearance. Without solid proof against him, detectives had no choice but to end their questioning. Still, Sean wasn't completely free. His outstanding warrant for failure to appear in court meant he'd spend the next 7 days in custody, and officers immediately transported him to the local jail. Investigators spent the following week interviewing acquaintances, re-examining evidence, and piecing together scattered leads. During their interview, one detail caught Detective Turney's attention: the mysterious red Ford truck that was spotted parked outside Sean's residence, later leaving with unknown contents loaded in the back. Investigators had not yet located this truck, and Turney strongly suspected it might hold something crucial to their case. For now, though, 3 people remained missing, and police narrowed their focus to 2 prime suspects. Sean Lannon, who was recorded on surveillance driving Matthew's truck and potentially connected to the missing red truck, and Danny Lemos, who allegedly received a handgun connected to Sean before disappearing himself. With each passing day, Turney grew more convinced that the missing trio had been murdered, and that their 2 prime suspects likely held the answers. But the window to find something conclusive was quickly closing, because on March 3rd, Sean completed his short jail sentence and was released back onto the streets, significantly raising the stakes. Now facing the possibility of losing another prime suspect, Detective Turney knew he had to act fast. All he needed was just one
There you
single
go.
lead, some hint of where the bodies might be hidden.
And we doing, Bo. We doing Control S. After you do something hard, Control S that bitch just to
On
make
March
sure.
5th,
Just to
officers received
fucking
a
make
call
sure,
from the
buddy.
security at
I would take this,
Albuquerque's
we're gonna
Sun
bring
Border
that
Airport
back
about
on
an
up in
abandoned
there.
red Ford Ranger,
We'll
eerily
bring that
similar
thing
to
back
the
up
one from
on.
surveillance footage
Right.
gathered during the investigation. What officers found inside
That's
would
right,
confirm
buddy.
the gruesome truth
Park
they'd
it
been
up on
searching
there.
for.
Fuck. Like this shit, you're like, bro, sometimes you're literally splitting hairs on the bitch, bro. You're literally splitting fucking hairs on the bitch.
Not to
Get
like
this. Now we can get rid of that thing. Control S, one more again. There we go, buddy. Alright. Now we are going to be back in object mode. Let's go ahead and go like this. Okay. Control A, bring up a mesh, bring up another cube. Bring up another cube. Take this, go here, and then I'm going to hit 2 so I can see what edge this is. And this is 6 inches deep. And that is beautiful because that's exactly what I was hoping for. And this will be, can we guess? Can we guess? If you
In
said
the back
6,
of the
you were
truck
wrong.
were several
It
sealed
was a
storage
trick.
bins,
I want this to be
emitting an
8,
unmistakable
so that way
smell
it
of
has
decay.
some
And
overhang.
inside were the dismembered bodies of
Wah,
Jennifer
wah,
Lynn,
gotcha.
Matthew Miller, and Justin Mata.
If you said
Jennifer
8,
had been shot
you
at close
motherfucker,
range in the
you are a
head.
brilliant
Justin
genius.
had also suffered a gunshot wound to the head, along with severe blunt force injuries. And Matthew's
bring
body
that
showed
up,
clear
and I would
signs of
click
massive
this.
head trauma, evidence he'd also been beaten to
Turn
death.
snapping on, so hopefully
The
snapping
horrors
will help
didn't end
assist me
there.
in this.
Hidden beneath a tarp in the
Bop,
passenger
bop,
seat
bop.
was yet another body. Randall Apostolon, the truck's owner. His body showed signs of severe blunt force trauma, and a bloodied hammer found nearby was
And a
clearly the weapon
bloodied
used to
hammer.
kill him. Investigators found more disturbing evidence inside the truck. Multiple serrated knives stained with dried blood, a handsaw, and several pairs
I
of
think that's
industrial
it,
gloves, all clearly pointing to a calculated, cold-blooded murder. It was still unclear to investigators why Randall had been murdered or how
there we
his
go.
death was connected to the other 3, but they wouldn't have to wait long to find out.
I'm beautiful.
Detectives
I'm
urgently
beautiful.
turned to the Albuquerque
Beautiful.
airport's surveillance cameras, knowing the truck hadn't driven itself there. And it didn't take long before they spotted exactly who they were looking for. On March 3rd, 2021,
All right.
just 2 days before the gruesome discovery,
Tab in
the
edit
airport's
mode,
cameras
1 to
captured Sean Lannon
vertices,
driving the truck
select
into the
everything,
airport parking
and
lot,
bring
exiting the
that
vehicle
baby
and
up.
leaving behind the bodies
And make sure
of his
we are
4
on the right
victims.
path, and
Finally,
we are, buddies.
detectives found their killer. It was time to track
Go to
Sean
Y.
down and bring him in.
Bring it up.
On the same day the
bring
bodies
it.
were
Beautiful.
discovered, police urgently scrambled to track down
Bring it
Sean
up,
Lannon, but it was already too
oh.
late. Sean had slipped out of Albuquerque and vanished. Immediately, the U.S. Marshals issued a nationwide alert believing Sean posed an active threat and was possibly on a violent crime spree. Authorities across multiple states joined the manhunt to track him down
Alright,
before
select.
anyone else was
what the fuck?
harmed.
Select these.
Then, on March
Bring 'em
9th,
over.
Detective Turney received a disturbing call. U.S. Marshals informed him that Sean Lannon was now wanted in connection to another murder, this one committed just a day earlier in New Jersey. Authorities had linked Sean to the murder of Michael Debkowski through witness statements and surveillance footage that placed him directly at the scene. A quick background check also revealed the victim wasn't a random target. Debkowski was someone Sean had personally known for many years. It was an alarming detail that made it clear Sean's violent spree was far from over. Now, with 5 bodies discovered and a serial killer on the loose, police knew anyone in Sean Lannon's circle could be next, and they had to act fast. Federal authorities urgently tracked Sean's movements, closely monitoring surveillance footage and cell phone data. And finally, on the morning of March 10th, U.S. Marshals pinpointed Sean's location in St. Louis, Missouri, and they quickly moved in and
All right.
captured him without
So we're gonna
incident.
flip that.
Sean Lannon was
Bring that
immediately
up.
extradited back to New
Hit
Jersey,
2, so we can
finally
check
putting
this.
an end to his killing spree.
This is
By now, the evidence
I
against Sean
was
Lannon was
young
overwhelming.
boy.
Investigators had more than enough to charge him,
Fuck.
but there were still critical questions that only Sean could answer. They still needed to understand exactly why he committed these horrific murders and determine whether he acted alone or if others helped him carry out and conceal evidence. When Detective Turney sat down face to face with Sean, he expected more lies and deception, but surprisingly, Sean didn't resist or deny anything. Instead, he resigned to his fate, openly admitting he was tired of running and knew his capture was inevitable.
I cannot
In his
see
own
that. Can y'all
words,
see
he
that? Like,
simply
what the
wanted
fuck?
it to be over. So,
I
with
can't see
nothing
it.
left to hide, Sean would give detectives exactly what they hoped for. A chilling, detailed account of the murders and the twisted reasons
Like, I don't-
behind each one.
Where's the overlay setting? This fucking right here, right?
Jen was already out with her. Wasn't enough to take her life. So she wanted me to make
Is
sure
that
she,
overlays?
she
No,
wanted
this is
to,
overlays.
for sure. Because I realized she was breathing. She wasn't gonna OD. I went in the other room, psyched myself up, repeating that an emotionally charged statement of you killed the Garrison baby. So I had maneuver to do it. Put that
This is.
pistol
What
on her
is
head.
this? Yeah, this is the gizmo
Don't start.
settings. Yes, yes.
A couple seconds later, I was positioned on the bed too. I put that pistol in my mouth. I handle up. Just looked past my teeth. My son cried out. I was like, what the f*** I do now? Full of sugar, kids gonna see both of our hands went off.
Hmm.
I rolled off so the rounds out of the gun, put it in the dresser. Closed the bedroom door. Got the
It says
kids on bed.
7.72.
Set them up to be in the other room.
That is not what
We have a vehicle. And John's boyfriend Troy in the truck on the car end. So I pretty much slid her into to a storage bin. A long one. The sheets that were around her, the bedding was in the bag, in the box too. A day later, I tried to dismember her to put her in containers. It worked. It was awful and traumatic. Just thinking about it,
Beautiful.
still haunts me. I knew I was living on borrowed time at that point.
Oh.
I need to get my kids.
What's up, Harper? Sorry, I was just struggling a bit.
All the while, I'm still mating just
Woo.
enough. He's responsible for the drugging and doing that to my kids. It took like a week. I came
Could
down.
not see it, man. Sometimes I think, my eyes are just going bad, but then I'm like, God damn, it's so fucking hard to see. It's not just my eyes. It's just, this is hard.
I trade. His phone had pictures of Shawn Michael sitting there naked in my living room.
Oh, snap that. Get that kind of close. Get that thing kind of close. Bring her in right there. Be-doo. Perfect.
On my son's shoulders.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
He's like,
All right, hit 3. Clicker. Click that back one.
I was like, oh, alright, you took that picture.
Click this one. Click the back version of this. Click this. Click this. Click that. We got all of them selected. Actually, you know what I want to do? Yeah, I don't need these right here, so let's Click that, and then right click dissolve faces.
See it coming, but nice time to back then.
Okay.
Something else for love.
And click
Pretty
this.
tall, dude.
Doop. All right. Also, to click this sometimes to make sure. Yep. See, I would have fucked up.
And to look up the nervous system of bodies. So there's so much
Sometimes
blood.
it acts like that.
That's why I had that
Sometimes
gold
it
floor
acts like
behind her.
that. So what we
I
will
saw her,
do
there was the
is
flooring that was pulled up in the kid's bedroom.
select the wireframe mode
Whatever,
again.
never fixed the water
Alt
leak.
select. Whoa.
Carpet got mold. I was on stage.
2.
My carpet
or-
was outside the house.
Yeah.
So it was
Alt.
it's had-
There we
it's
go.
slept through some injuries.
Space. Shift
Still
Alt.
have it.
There we go. Now we got
It took 2
those.
hours before I had enough
Boom. Dissolve edges. Beautiful.
the ability to even near Justin.
Beautiful. Now we'll go to 3.
Got Justin over there. Was this shortly
Select our
after,
faces
how long
again.
between the time that you Jennifer?
Nice.
that you
Inset. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Get him to lower.
I was baiting this
We're
if I
going
was
to
trying
have
from
a
from.
3-inch. You know
So you
what?
thought you
Let's
was
go a
Jennifer.
little bit.
I also had pictures
Let's
of
go mod with it. We'll go 1.5 inch.
Never got my hands on Daniel Lemos. I fully intended. That's where I was heading back to New Mexico for. Like yesterday.
Boom. Nailed it. Beautiful. All right, and then we're gonna take those and delete them. What?
If I did, it'd be in the box.
All that for that.
So then I had to throw
All
that.
that for a
Probably
beautiful
that
window
kid from
frame.
William or Matthew.
What are you gonna do?
Comes out with Felicity.
Shift back to the wireframe
Like she was
mode.
like 12 years old.
Hit 2 for edge loop for the edges, not edge loops, the edges in
He's like, they're
general.
looking for money for
Edit
anything. I'm like, I give you a food card.
2, click,
Just take like
click,
$40.
click,
It's like all I need is like
F.
give me a ride to get some water.
click,
I'm in Lester, but no water.
click, F, and that fills the face.
And that's when
You can remember
that's when I
that
shot him in the
because
back of the head.
it starts with F.
I had one of his vehicles in Albuquerque. Some point he brought me the box that put him in the back. I couldn't come up with enough money to get the vehicle, so he was gonna take the truck back, so
All
I
right.
found somewhere else for the
And after we do that, we always double, triple, quadruple
base,
check.
containers.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Hold him for $150.
Walking beautiful.
He
Wait,
about $300
oh, that's a
once we
weird-
got to his place, Randy.
That's some weird shits like that.
To hold the
We will dissolve those edges. What the
I ended up $300.
fudge?
So he's like, "Well, I'm gonna drop you back off." So he left, came back to the back to the Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
The box was still in the back. Pulled in right there. We got in a fight. I killed him in the front seat. He was in the driver's seat.
Throughout his confession, Sean remained eerily composed, showing almost no emotions. Even more chilling is the fact that just hours after dismembering the bodies and brutally
You
killing
goddamn
Ray,
you. I
Sean
must
was
have
picked up
clicked
by
something
police
wrong.
on an
All right.
unrelated warrant and sat across from Detective Turney, coldly denying any involvement, while a truck full of bodies was parked just a few blocks away.
So Tuesday, I took the grabbed the truck. And I didn't know what to do with it. I don't know anybody. What do you do with the body? So I was trying to. I knew at some point it's going to get caught. I just want my kids back home. I took them to the airport the day before. And I positioned them. Just everything was the same.
Okay.
Vehicle. Nothing obvious.
There we are. There we are. There we
I
are.
believe it was
Fudge, man.
took it home. Right to the Pearl. Next day we flew out. I'm waiting on time. Again. So I did find the bodies at the airport in the box. And last thing on my list was the man that me as
So
Big Brother.
there
Big
is
Brother's big sister.
and
Makeup too.
this is the deal about doing this, right? Like, I have unfortunately taught myself every bit of this shit. And so there are certain things that I've learned that are obviously not legit, but I don't know the difference between a control F as far as filling like the face of an object or a mesh or bridging the edge loops. I don't know as far as like through the program what that's doing, adding itself to like, is it adding a plane? Is one adding a plane and one just connecting a dots like extrusion? I don't know, but we will never know because I don't care enough to look it up. But it's just shit I think about. Oh gosh, it's just something I'll think about. All right, now see that we've added that badass fucking window frame. Look at that. A beautimous fucking window frame with nice detail. Just the greatest detail you'd ever like to see. Look at that. Fuck. All right. Swap up the crime dog. 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 Wow. All right. Unmute. I was mauled 3 times by a bear. What the fuck? In the same day, or you just kept going around fucking around with bears? That's the big difference, man. You really got to get down to the bottom of the story because that sounds crazy. This guy, one single guy's been mauled 3 times by bears. But then you find out he had a pet bear and he kept fucking with it. And then you start to think, well, no shit, dumbass.
You think cowboys walked into saloons just for whiskey? Think again.
Yes, I do.
These Wild West watering holes served up some of the strangest, richest, and most surprising meals on the frontier.
Goddamn.
From deep-fried bull testicles to sourdough pancakes carried in saddlebags, these aren't campfire myths.
Excuse
Real
me?
dishes served to real gunslingers across
Oh
the
no.
American West.
I've run out of coffee.
Let's dig into 25
You know what that means?
cowboy recipes you never knew were actually on the menu at Wild
Need to
West
get some more.
saloons. 1. Son of a
Whoa.
gun stew. It sounded like a joke until you saw what
BRB.
was actually in it. Son of a gun stew was the ultimate don't ask, just eat dish on the American frontier. And yes, it was genuinely served in saloons across cattle towns from Dodge City to Abilene. Its origins trace back to trail drives where cowboys butchered cattle on the move and used every part of the animal, not just out of respect, but out of necessity. Waste was weakness. This stew combined organ meats like tripe, heart, liver, marrow gut, sweetbreads, and even the brain, all simmered in a thick, peppery broth with potatoes, onions, and sometimes carrots or wild herbs. In some regions, it was a rite of passage. A cowboy's toughness wasn't measured by his draw, but by whether he could finish a full bowl. What made it a saloon staple? Simple. It was hearty, high-calorie, and cheap. Cattle towns at the edge of civilization didn't have access to prime cuts, but they had guts, fire, and cast iron. And for trail-weary cowboys, a hot bowl of son-of-a-gun stew meant survival, even if it came with a side of mystery meat, too. Sourdough flapjacks. Before protein bars and diner breakfasts, cowboys had flapjacks, big, flat, pan-fried pancakes made from wild-cultured sourdough starter that some carried in tins tied to their saddlebags. They weren't just a meal, they were a frontier tradition, and cooks guarded their starters like gold. The batter was mixed with water, flour, and salt, no sugar, and fried in bacon grease until crispy at the edges and soft inside. The sour tang came from weeks or even months of fermentation. These flapjacks were dense, chewy, and filling, often served by saloons with molasses, pork drippings, or canned fruit if the owner had access to a rail line. In saloons, flapjacks were served morning, noon, or midnight, depending on who stumbled in and how long they'd been riding. Some called them sinkers because they hit your stomach like a rock, but they stuck with you, which was exactly the point. These weren't dainty breakfast cakes. These were survival carbs, fried in cast iron and meant to carry you through a gunfight or a 10-mile ride in the cold. And the best part? The last one on the plate always got the extra spoonful of syrup, if there was any left. 3. Fried salt pork and beans. No dish says Wild West like a plate of beans. But fried salt pork and beans was more than a cliche. It was the foundation of frontier life, served in nearly every saloon west of the Mississippi. Salt pork, a fatty preserved cut cured in heavy salt brine, was shelf-stable and could survive harsh months in barrels without refrigeration. Saloons would slice it thick, fry it in its own fat until browned and crisp, then spoon it over simmered beans, usually pinto or navy beans that had been boiled for hours over a low fire. Molasses, onions, and lard were common add-ins, but if supplies were short, you just had pork grease and beans. And you better believe it was delicious. Add a hunk of day-old sourdough or cornbread, and you had a meal that could keep a cowboy riding from dawn to dusk. Beans were served by the bowl, the plate, or the pan, often straight from the cook's fire to the bar. Some saloons even had them on offer 24/7, because no one who worked cattle wanted to drink on an empty stomach. 4. Chuck wagon coffee. Some called it six-shooter brew. Others called it liquid tar. But every cowboy knew
This is Edgar Delgado, and just seconds ago, he fatally shot an innocent man.
Were you with what happened?
I don't know who is the man who's shot. Can you tell me the name so I know if it's him or not?
I don't know.
I was with Omar.
And is Omar the one that was shooting?
I don't know.
What did you look like?
Hispanic. He has a beard. He's light-skinned. He's Mexican.
What was he wearing last night? What color shirt?
I don't know the shirt, but he's wearing a hat.
All units be advised. We received reports of a shooting at Hard Rock Casino in Lake Tahoe. One is reported deceased, and the shooter is armed inside the building.
202-23. No one. Is that Valley? Get on your knees! Get on your knees!
County, all units. We just received an update. He got some information that the suspect possibly left in a white Toyota 4Runner with a Hispanic female adult about Senegal.
Did you know that guy?
I didn't know. I just remember we were talking for like a while, you know, and then that's it.
At 2 a.m. on March 25th, 2023, Edgar Delgado enters Hard Rock Casino and meets 32-year-old Omar Garcia, where they spend the next 6 hours together drinking and having a good time. But by 8 a.m., something begins to anger Edgar. The tension rises, an argument bursts out, and Edgar grabs Garcia. Worst of all, he pulls out a pistol and points it directly at Garcia's head multiple times. But Garcia resists, knowing his life could end at any time, and physical altercations ensue. Then, for one last time, Edgar grabs Garcia by the neck and whispers something in his ear, to the extent that Garcia stops resisting. Desperately, Garcia tries to disengage, knowing that this fight is not worth his life. But Edgar sees his chance and pulls out his gun before Garcia even has a moment to react. And seconds later, a single gunshot rings throughout the Hard Rock Casino. Garcia had little to no chance of survival. He was shot directly in the temple, and every passing second meant a step closer to death. Soon after, panic erupted in the hotel. Employees and residents scrambled to get a hold of authorities as dozens of 911 calls began pouring in. Immediately, a team
Damn, they
of
didn't stab
100
him.
officers
Fuck.
was put together from
My mic
multiple
was
police
muted. Of
departments
course it
and sent
was.
to the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel.
Alright. Actually, I'm not feeling this one. Come on, man. Give me some fucking juicy fucking crime. Give me the crime of a lifetime, dude. Give me the fucking crime of a lifetime, dude. Daughter finds mother's decapitated body. Alright, let's see what's
Packer,
about.
please, just come outside. How you doing? Is Martha
Doing
here?
pretty good.
She's probably at her boyfriend's house.
30
Oh,
days
sheesh.
ago, 53-year-old David Callahan killed his girlfriend.
Alright, so
Martha,
we're gonna
and
control
buried her
this on
in his
this,
own
and we will
backyard. David
minimize.
thinks he's gotten away with his
And what we're
horrific
gonna do
crime.
is open
Martha
up
was mentally
Adobe
ill,
Illustrator
had few
2026.
friends, and no one was supposed to come looking for her. Martha's daughter, Kim, was the only person concerned about her mother's whereabouts.
If I come up missing or dead, it is no accident. And he has told her before, I'm gonna get your ass and nobody's ever gonna find you.
What's your
Damn.
concern?
That he killed her.
Kim thinks
He might
David had
have.
something to do
He
with her
might
mother's
have.
disappearance, but with no proof of a crime, officers don't believe her.
Would you have been surprised at all if she's laying dead in there? Or shoved in a tub?
Nothing surprises.
Yeah, that's like a horror movie.
However, in the weeks that follow, Kim will
Fuck
do
outta here.
everything in her power to find Martha, force police to act, and lead them to one of the most gruesome discoveries of their lives.
Seems like a body part.
Alright. New file.
In the early hours of a Monday morning, police in
What you
Akron
done now,
receive a
son?
call from a woman asking for a restraining
size
order
is fine,
against her
really.
boyfriend. The caller
Won't
is
matter.
53-year-old Martha Robin Freytag. She's already known to officers for
Alright.
her history of
Thing is-
schizophrenia and the frequent domestic disputes involving her boyfriend.
Going back and forth with using Adobe and then using fucking Blender and using all these other fucking tools and shit. The situation is this. A lot of them carry the same shortcuts. Some of them don't, and that's a fucking pain in the ass. And I was thinking about getting a controller it's called the Azeron, but essentially it's a keyboard that you can program to do whatever you want to with it. And I had an idea of programming some of the multi-key functions to a single key on this to help with productivity and time saving and blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah. But then I started thinking, well, I'm gonna set it up for this program, and then right now, like when I have to switch over to another program briefly, then I'm gonna have to I have the space to have the keyboard and then that, but it's a big item, and then I just don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. For gaming, I think it could be fun, and for productivity, I think it could be useful, but I just don't know how much so. Anyway, that's the reason why I haven't gotten it. If you have that set up and you use it for productivity purposes, not gaming, because I have seen the gaming, but if you are using it for the productivity purposes, please comment below and let me know how you like that mother liquor. But if not, let's go on to the dungeon, to the danger zone, and to, excuse me, burping. All right.
Relationship was
Background.
unstable, constantly breaking up and
All right,
getting
so
back together.
what
leaving
we're
officers
doing here
unsure
too
whether
is
each new call was a real emergency
making
or just another one of
an
their
SVG
But this time would
of
be
like the
different,
Nodzag.
because when officers
It's
arrived
not
at
going to be the
couple's
Nodzag logo.
house,
It's going to
they
be a
have no
Nodzag sign
idea
so that
their
way I
murder will
can
take
make
place
a
just
neon
months from
sign
now.
for it
And
So this is going to be the SVG that I upload to kind of do. The thing is, I don't really remember how to do this. So we're going to kind of be figuring this out as we go and may have to look it up. But that's the thing. If you know how to read documentation for like any kind of software, then you're going to be okay, because there's not always a video, or there's not also always somebody on fucking Reddit that has said, hey, I've ran into this problem, blah, blah, blah. A lot of times there is, 99% of the time there is, but not always. And in the cases where you can read documentation, that's going to set you aside from everybody else, in my experience. But who am I? I'm just some bitch.
She makes little sense to officers.
Y'all know that lady from TikTok? Fucking hilarious. I got this kind of design in my head that I'm thinking will be cool. So we'll do this, and we'll do one more. Good. Check those. I'm gonna throw a little bit of angle on that thing. 230 angles. Take that. Set up underneath it. See? Not. Click this. Is that? What the fuck? Hey, what you talking to me for, huh? Fucking guy.
As strange as it looks,
Make it big.
officers don't think much of the interaction. They walk away, dismissing Martha as unstable, unaware they've just left her alone with the very man who's about to kill her.
Damn.
In the hours after police left,
I don't know why they would do all that.
David snapped. Inside, he was furious that Martha called the police on him again. He grabbed a
Alright, let's go find a font that we like. Boom, boom, boom.
Around her neck.
So I definitely want something like this, but I don't know if that's gonna be
Once
it.
Martha was dead, David sealed her body.
This is the
inside a
font
plastic
trot,
bag
dude.
and waited for nightfall.
Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop. That one could work. That will be okay.
Carried her outside, burned her body, and
That one could work too. That's pretty cool.
pit behind the house. To David, it was over. A woman with schizophrenia,
I want something
few
thick.
friends, and a history of false alarms. No one would
that would be
ever come looking for her.
That's cool too. Nah,
Martha's daughter Kim will soon
fuck.
be on to him, slowly solving her
There's
own
the right
murders
one.
for
We
the
just gotta
world.
find it.
Over the next few days,
What
Martha
is this?
stopped
Fucking
responding
Greek?
to
What the
everyone,
hell?
including her daughter Kim. And after several days of silence and no sign of her mother,
I
Kim
fucking love that
contacted
font.
police,
That's such a cool
explaining
font,
that
dude.
something bad may have happened to Martha. Officers arranged to meet her at the house later that day to check on her mother's welfare. But when Kim and her husband arrived to meet the officers,
I ain't gonna put no fucking wingdings on my shit. That one's cool. I think this one could really.
There was a cousin of ours, she calls all the time.
I don't know how it would translate to the to what I'm doing though, so it might fuck me over.
I came earlier not to bang on
I don't
the
know.
door, and she was having a lot of problems with her boyfriend. At some point there was some kind of protection order, and I don't know, against him. She's paranoid.
Should I stay or should I go now?
Everywhere to see if she was like in a psychiatric unit. Yeah. I can't. Everybody says no, she's not here. And I know that there's
Everybody says no, she's not here. Everybody says no, she's not here. Alright. We'll do one this way. And I'll see how it works.
according to Kim, Martha's boyfriend, David, was the most likely suspect in her disappearance. In addition to the death threats, police also knew David had a lengthy criminal history and outstanding warrants for drug abuse, theft, and trespassing, making him someone officers needed to question right away. But before the officers could get a full story from Kim, a sudden noise from inside the house put them instantly on high alert.
You don't have a key to her place? What was that? Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, earlier the air conditioner was on, but now it's not.
Akron Police!
Unbeknownst to the officer, the sound wasn't just his imagination. It was David hiding in silence and waiting for the police to leave. But this is when the officers would make their first critical mistake. Despite the very real possibility that Martha was in active
There we
danger,
go. Lined
they
it
would
up.
give Kim
Everything good.
the worst piece of advice.
There we
What
go.
happens with like a missing person
File.
report or whatever?
But she's a grown woman. However,
Export
she has
as.
these, the paranoid schizophrenia issues. If for whatever reason she has gone into this state where she doesn't want anybody to contact her even family, the hospital is legally not allowed to tell anybody anything, even her kin. I just don't think we're quite at the heightened alert level that we need to force entry or do anything like that yet.
Well, the way that she calls us constantly kind of gives me a sense of foul play.
She calls. I mean, she's always every day
Doesn't
calls
matter
her
yet.
brother.
When did it stop?
Well, her brother said she stopped about a month ago. My cousin said 2 weeks, but I don't know if
I'm thinking
about a month for
because
everybody.
she still called my phone
I
every day.
think the.
Yeah.
While the officer's explanation is factually accurate, the suggestion not to file a missing persons report will prove to be a serious oversight, and it won't take long before Kim realizes she's been inadvertently coerced into making a grave mistake.
Okay,
For now, though,
so we'll do
officers
this
leave the
here.
scene, letting
Add.
Kim carry on her own investigation. For the next few days, she keeps calling Martha and David, but with neither of them answering their phones. Growing increasingly worried, Kim begins gathering information on her own. She learns that David has recently been seen at a place where he worked on and off, so she contacts police once again, urging them to check it out. Following up on Kim's tip, a group of officers are dispatched to investigate. What they hear about David will finally start to give her suspicions some credibility.
How you doing? You guys know David? Probably in his 50s.
What's the girl's name?
Callaghan or something? I think his last Callaghan.
Have you seen Martha or Robin? Martha or Robin?
I don't even know those names.
You don't know who those are?
Not that much.
You just saw David moving over
He
here.
said his girlfriend was in jail or something, but she was.
What?
But he's in like his 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not the new guy that lived in here. What about Jay High? Dave? Balding kind of guy.
He's older. Yeah, probably.
His name. Hey, what is that dude's name, Danny? It ain't Dave. What? The guy that was getting on my nerves the other night.
Yeah, his name's David too. We got a whole bunch of Davids around here. Yeah. We could pull up a picture and see if.
Where the fuck is it?
I think we're gonna try to find one.
That's not that Dave.
That's how the David stays here. Does he come around here?
This guy?
Yeah.
He's been around before. He's done work for it and stuff.
But he's not the one that lives here.
I ain't seen him today.
When was the last time you saw him?
Okay, this is fucking acting up again.
This week?
Alright.
Last week?
Close it, reopen it, make sure we're good.
3-4 days? He said he saw him 3-4 days ago, maybe.
According to the workers, they've seen David in recent days, meaning he's still in the area. Now, police just need to locate him and ask him where Martha might be. Despite this lead, officers still sound convinced Martha will eventually turn up on her own and David is just another name in a domestic dispute. Unbeknownst to them, this is giving David exactly what he wants. Time. Because as the case stalls, he's keeping a low profile, only leaving Martha's house at night and using the lack of scrutiny to cover his tracks and refine his story. And over the next several weeks, what began as one oversight will snowball into a series of missteps that will cripple the investigation and ultimately pave the way to a discovery far more tragic than anyone
I
imagined.
feel like this file import.
The following week, after repeated calls and pressure from Kim, police finally agreed to conduct another welfare check. This time, however, they make another critical error. They send a new pair of officers unfamiliar with the full context of the case. This is where the
See
mistake
if
of
this
not
one works.
filing a missing persons report catches up with the police and causes David to slip off the hook again.
Yeah, they didn't add any notes. It just said that they were here. Well, it came in as a missing person.
Okay, that's probably the daughter then.
Yeah, but then it said she checked okay, and there was no report made, so they must have had contact.
Some sort of contact.
If it came in as a missing person, they cleared it without a report number. That means they determined where she was at.
What the fuck? Where is the bitch?
After only a few unanswered knocks, officers decide to leave the scene, assuming that since no missing person report was filed, someone must have already made contact with Martha. This is exactly why dissuading Kim from filing a report had been such a catastrophic blunder. So with no sign of Martha or David, and police convinced nothing is wrong, the investigation quietly stalls. Days pass with no progress, until eventually the case goes cold.
There it is, right in the center.
A week passes, and it seems Martha might never be found, as police have completely written off her disappearance. But then something strange starts to happen. Kim begins receiving response messages from her mother. The texts are brief and unsettling. I'm busy. I'm with my friends. I'm fine. It doesn't sound like her mother, and something about the way she's texting feels off to Kim. Growing suspicious, Kim asks police to meet with her again, this time demanding that they break in and check the house or she'll do it
Okay,
herself.
yeah, something. Oh, I remember. You have to object expand all the pieces. That's right. Now,
Family, none of them has seen her face or talked to her
export
in over a
SVG.
month. So I was sending her messages from her mother's phone saying, "This is your daughter. I want to know where you're at." "Oh, I'm at the Kingdom Hall in Kent with friends." I said, "Okay, stay there. I'm coming right now." "Oh, I'm
Export.
not there. You don't know where I am." "Well, you just said you were there. Where are you?" "Oh, I'm eating now." The way she types is completely different. She says she's angry at the family.
But the issue is we were pounding on the door earlier and no one answered. And we didn't have enough to kick the door in and go look for her.
She owns this property. If I need to break in here with you guys here, and if you think she'll press charges on me, that's fine. I want to know what happened to her. She's not going to press charges on me. That's not the
And
problem.
she has mental illness.
Yes, she does,
And is
but
she
she
taking her
is.
you know she's taking her meds?
No, I don't know, but I do know that she does not do this kind of thing. The last
There
time
we
her
go.
mother talked to her, she was walking through this field over here and told my grandmother, "If I come up missing or dead, it is no accident." And she said it to me. This has been said to us several times, and he has told her before, I'm going to get your ass, and nobody's ever going to find you. What's your concern? That he killed her.
Kim appears confident that she has solved her mother's disappearance, accusing her lover, David, of both murder and impersonation. While officers still doubt Kim's story, they agree to break into the house, if only to put her mind at ease. But what awaits them inside will leave Kim even more furious with police, making her question whether they are truly on her side.
Police, anybody in here? Come outside! It's day 1 in this shirt. Day 2 in these pants.
You're not going to get another day out of it.
Day 3.
Supposed to be a big black dog that might not be friendly.
You ain't gonna put me back on the call on the phone to generate a new one for that 31.
Sure. Easy good. He didn't hit you already.
Police, anybody in here?
I'm gonna go to remesh.
Ask the police!
Sharp.
Because the bell's ticking in. I mean,
Oh, he's been here. The question is what he did to her. Not a single pair of her shoes anywhere around here.
If I were you, I mean, I'm not telling you how to feel, but this would be a relief. You know, she's not here, but it doesn't look like there's any sign of distress or, you know, all of her stuff's not thrown
And
around.
modifier R, just hit remesh. Alright.
There's no Pepsi in that refrigerator.
So that means she hasn't been staying here?
No, she has not been here. I'm telling you, he has done something to her. I know it.
Inside the house, police find no sign of Martha or her belongings, something Kim finds deeply suspicious. Still, the officer reassures her that everything is fine and there are no obvious signs of foul play. However, as police exit the house, an officer makes an offhand remark that reveals what they really think happened to Martha.
Would you have been surprised at all if she's laying dead in there? Or shoved in a tub?
Yes, I would have been surprised.
You would have been?
Yeah.
Nothing surprises.
That would have surprised me.
Although officers briefly consider the worst case scenario for Martha, Their tone makes it clear they don't really believe it. Even with Kim insisting that something is wrong, their doubt remains. And when Kim insists on filing a missing person
I don't know
report,
why this is
something
not
that
working.
should have been
There
done
we
weeks
go.
ago, officers
Okay.
still seem convinced there is no real cause for alarm.
And like I need to make an
Fuck.
official report.
Yeah, that can happen. That's not a problem. But it's gonna be very vague.
Alright. I don't know what to think about none of her stuff being in that house. Shoes. She always had shoes all over right there with his, too. Right, this is the report, and I can go get a hard copy. And what do? I mean, just keep. If I hear any more texts,
I mean, it's pretty much pointless unless it's pointless talking to him anymore at this point.
I guess this is what happens. I mean, but.
Just let us know if you think she's somewhere and we can go check for her. Okay?
Okay.
By now, you can hear the hopelessness in Kim's voice. It seems like her investigation
Maybe
is
I
at a
have
dead end
to.
as she watches officers leave once again, advising her to call if new information comes up. A few hours later, one officer decides to return and speak with the neighbors, hoping to learn where David or Martha might be. It's a small decision, but one that quietly marks the first step in turning things around for police, because one of the neighbors he talks to is unknowingly holding a piece of information about David that will finally confirm Kim's claims.
Do you know anything about this house next door?
There's some woman that used to live in there. She asked me a couple of times for some money or some cigarettes. I told her I didn't smoke. Why, what's going on?
Well, someone sent us out here to check on her, and she's not answering the door. Does she have a car or anything, you know?
I don't think so.
Never seen a car.
She was walking the first time I started cutting the grass.
How you doing? You been living in the garage here?
I call it a living.
Where do you sleep at?
Okay.
Do you know who lives here?
Robin Freitag, I think.
When did you see her last?
About 4 weeks ago.
And you haven't seen her in 4 weeks.
No, last
Have you seen him over there?
Uh,
Does he drive a car?
No.
Is he home now?
I have no idea.
I don't remember. I don't remember how to do this right.
The neighbor's statement finally confirms what Kim's been suspecting all along. David hasn't disappeared. He's been coming and going from the house while police and Kim struggled to reach him. With that information, police begin coordinating surveillance around the property, assigning patrol units
Wait,
to
what the
quietly
fuck?
monitor the area and wait for the moment David shows up again. 2 days later,
And actually, I'm
finally
not a big
comes
fan of the
when
way that
officers
looks now that I see that it's cut out in the back. So
the first
back to
sign of
square one
activity
anyways,
in
motherfuckers.
days. They approach carefully,
Delete that.
hoping to finally make contact with Martha and put Kim's fears to rest. However,
delete
the
that
person
shit
they're about
too,
to
bitch.
find
What the
is the
fuck?
very
Delete,
suspects
motherfucker.
they've been unknowingly helping all along. But before we get to that, you know those days where you just can't get anything done and nothing you try fixes it? Most people blame stress, sleep, or you're not trying hard enough. But a big issue a lot of guys miss is testosterone. That is often based on your micronutrient intake. Here are 3 powerful micronutrients backed by science that can help boost your T levels naturally.
Alt D is the,
Himalayan shilajit, natural humic resin long used
what's
for
it called?
vitality. It's
Oh,
associated
bitch.
with stamina, recovery, focus, and drive. Micro gold particles. These are known to supercharge absorption, helping your body actually use what you take. Fulvic acid, which has over 85 trace minerals that are essential for hormone production. The original resin combines all 3 real Himalayan shilajit,
I do
micro-gold
not give a
particles, and
fuck,
fulvic
bro.
acid. It is 100% authentic, organic, and it works. If you're tired of feeling tired, this is your sign. Link in the description. Limited time discount
You're
available.
tired of feeling tired.
Try it
Drink
and
coffee.
Feel the difference in just a few weeks. With that said, let's get back to the scene, where officers are about to come face to face with the man they've been searching for all this time.
Acker, please, just come outside. How you doing? Is Martha here?
Uh-huh.
She's probably at her boyfriend's house.
What's your name, bud? David. David Callahan? All right, come on down here for me. Why do you think she's
David
at her boyfriend's
Duchovny.
house?
That's where she stays most of the time.
Where's that at?
I don't know. I don't even know who it is, really.
Are you the only one here?
I mean, she's here maybe a couple times a week anymore. I mean, we've actually been split up for a year. I mean, she's schizophrenic. She's been on and off her medication I don't know how many times.
This is David Callahan. the man Kim had been desperately trying to warn the police about. According to him,
That one
Martha
could
was
work
not
for
at the house,
sure.
but at her new boyfriend's.
But
Now David is about to surprise the officers,
ooh, that one could work
explaining
too.
why
but
they shouldn't
I
necessarily
want-
take Martha's family's word at face value.
That could work. There's one that.
Daughter's fighting again.
604 to computer. Well, that's part of the reason we're out here, because no one in her family's talked to her since
Aye.
July.
That's it.
When's the last time you talked to her?
I don't know, probably 5-6 days ago, maybe.
Where was that at?
It was here.
And Martha's not in the house right now.
Well, I mean, it's been a month.
Obviously, we're concerned about Martha, like you said, if she's off her meds and everything.
Right.
We'd like to find her. Right now, she's missing person. So we'd like to.
I didn't know it was all that. Just, I mean,
You didn't know it was all that.
Found a missing person because her and the family, they've fallen out numerous times. You know, the family has just gone as far as changing their phone numbers and not giving them to her. They've treated her horribly over the years.
Yeah.
And her not talking to them right now doesn't surprise me.
David claims Kim is not a trustworthy person and has never gotten along with Martha. With David tarnishing Kim's character and Kim doing the same to David, the officers weren't sure whose story to believe. But this is when the officer would get a brilliant idea. They knew David had outstanding warrants, something they could use as reasonable grounds to detain him. Their next move would catch David off guard and prove to be the police's smartest decision yet.
Did you get your warrants taken care of?
No, I need to get down there and take care of them. I got a couple missing here once.
Through Akron? All right, well, we're going to help you out with that today. You still have those warrants, we'll send you down to court. You can get them taken care of today. All right, here's what we're going to do. If it's all right with you, we're going to walk through, we'll let you get some clothes, and then you're going to get on to court and get these warrants taken care of.
I got a big dog in here.
No problem. You get the whole thing?
Yeah, nothing but the thing.
Do you do the returns, or do I do that later?
Adam will do it, or whoever's up.
Okay.
Following his arrest, David is transported to the station and placed in jail, but not for murder. The only thing holding him there are his unrelated warrants. For investigators, this is a temporary win that will quickly turn into a problem.
Alright, highlight everything.
Finally having
Object.
in custody,
Expand.
they know their case against him is
Fill an
painfully
object.
weak.
Good, we're
There's
expanded.
No body, no confession, not even physical evidence proving Martha is dead. Weeks of police inaction and hesitation have left detectives with little more than suspicion, and time is running out. So to make up for it, they decide to hold David as long as legally possible under the existing warrants, hoping they could buy themselves time to rebuild the case and find something concrete. Detectives don't know it yet, but the clue they so desperately need to solve the case won't come from their investigation, but from Martha's own family.
I think this will be alright. If it's not, then I'll come back and fix it.
Several days
But
later, while David remains in custody,
I think we're gonna be
Martha's
looking
family
good.
receives
Export-
a mysterious message.
export as
The anonymous note reads,
final maybe.
If he's going to get rid of someone, he would bury them in the backyard. At first, no one knew what to make of it. It could be a cruel prank or maybe a genuine tip. Either way, Martha's cousin Angela and a few relatives contact the police and ask them to meet at the property. For the first time in the investigation,
minimize this
police and
again.
Martha's family finally joined forces.
Here we go. We'll save it.
Caller. You are? What made you?
Save it before you start getting into doing shit. You know what I mean?
It was Thursday. On Friday, they arrested him on other charges.
Yeah,
contempt, and they're holding
always
for like 30 days.
to
So they questioned him about
delete
this
that.
2 times.
And here this goes.
I got a text message. Here,
Big it
I've
up.
been putting these flyers up on all the poles, and I get a text
A
message.
sergeant and a couple other units coming here. Yeah.
If he was ever to get rid of someone, he would bury them across the fence in the very backyard.
I know her role. You came over with her, and what did you do?
Come over to dig because she suspected some stuff going on back there. And, I hope it's not her, but there's something there.
Yeah.
With police now briefed on the situation, officers begin coordinating a search of the property, focusing on the backyard mentioned in the message, while others canvass the neighborhood, looking for anyone who might have seen something suspicious. As the search gets underway, word of the mysterious message quickly makes its way back to the station. Detectives realize this could be their only real lead and decide to seize the opportunity
What the fuck?
to question David again. However, David isn't stupid.
Okay.
He's already denied any involvement in Martha's disappearance, and he knows that acting clueless won't convince detectives he has nothing to hide. He also knows that as long as he keeps denying everything and doubles down on blaming Martha's family, there's nothing detectives can pin on him. Clearly, the stakes couldn't be higher on both sides, and if David plays his cards right, he'll walk free.
All right, pause that. Okay. Try to lift it up. Okay, we got them all converted mesh, E, Z. Oh, sheesh. Nice. Got her squared away. All right, so yeah, this is really what we want. This kind of topology, okay? So we remesh it to get some sort of shit that we can work with. Because all these other ones, it's not going to be easy with the fuck to work with them. So we will go to apply. Add modifier, remesh. Here, hit that for 5. See this. This is just kind of it. Click this. Click this. Alright, so this right here gonna change the way. There we go. I want to make sure that that center is pretty good. Alright. Next thing here, remesh. 5. With this shit.
Sure.
Everybody has sharpness.
Yeah, damn sure. So then I guess your theory is, Dave, that she's staying with whoever she's dating, this new person, not at the house. Is that what
Look at all that. Look at that crazy shit, alright? Click here, go here, R, remesh, sharp, and hit 5. Okay, that's the amount of time it's gonna break it up.
Realizing detectives have little
Kind of
evidence
moving
work
this
with,
to
he
where
decides to take control of the
it
conversation
falls,
and
like
Martha's
some of these
character,
cuts
paint
kind of
her as
fall
unstable,
nicely.
and dismiss her disappearance as the result of her own mental state. Detectives can't push back without proof or a body, and every minute they let him talk, he builds a stronger defense for himself, one that might just help him walk free in court.
I believe she's relapsed on, back to smoke crack again. Because, I found paraphernalia at the house. Tomorrow's her birthday. I tried, I don't know, 3 or 4 times over the last couple of years to get her.
Let me see something too. Let me see if.
The police to come out, the paramedics. She'd be standing on the porch told me she don't fit the criteria for the evaluation. Well, what does?
Gotta be homicidal.
So she have to stab me in my sleep or do something, really crazy?
She's gotta be homicidal.
Say, well, she's an adult. We can't take her medication, so why don't you leave?
I'll just remesh it one more time, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, they would go months on end without speaking to each other. It was at one point, Robin didn't even have phone numbers to talk to her mom and dad or her for a period of time.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely true. I sense they had
God damn it.
times now and then, and it sounded like she communicated.
I gotta go back because this is not good enough. I did not realize. No, it's not. Let me die. Ah, motherfucker.
David off guard. He's surprised that detectives know about them.
Alright, let's restart, bitch. God damn it.
Impersonating her mother weeks earlier.
Alright, here we go.
That isn't
Import.
the only surprise waiting for him. Detectives have been holding something back.
Bring up your
Evidence
file.
they saved for this exact moment.
Beautiful.
When David was first arrested, police recovered Martha's
I'm gonna
phone from
take this
inside the
out.
house, along with
delete that
several of her
motherfucker.
security checks that he'd allegedly withdrawn.
Alright.
So with David already on edge, detectives decide to push their advantage
Yo,
and
Z.
confront him with what they claim
Look
is
at that.
hard evidence.
The S is
It's a
gonna
risky
scale
gamble.
them up.
If they push too hard,
Scale
David could
them
demand
up.
a lawyer and shut down the interview entirely. But if the pressure works, he might finally slip, contradict himself, or even confess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously her family's real worried about her and loves her a lot, and I can see that you love her a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I want to do
Dave, I
podcast
think there's some
real
little piece
quick.
missing here, bud. That's what I think. And I think you'd feel better if you just told us what it is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, I think there's a little bit more to the story, Dave, that you're not giving us.
There's nothing else I can tell you. I mean, I've
What
told
the
you
fuck?
everything I know.
I don't think you told us everything.
Okay, well, I have.
Don't you think you'd feel better if you told us the truth, Dave? I mean, let it go and
You're not gonna be able to celebrate her birthday tomorrow, Dave.
there's some pieces missing to your story, Dave. And as you know, that is your girlfriend, the love of your life, Robin's handwriting. That is September, where you paid the rent so we can keep up this farce that Robin is still around. Tell us the part about being on her phone pretending that you're her.
Oh, God.
Tell us about
I
that.
don't have her phone.
Where's her
I
phone?
don't I don't know.
You know where her phone is.
No, I don't.
You put it. We found it where you put it. Why don't you just tell us the truth? What happened? You'll feel better.
Did you guys
You'll
share a
feel
bedroom?
better.
I don't have.
Did you guys share a bedroom?
At one time, yeah.
Needless to say, David is starting to visibly get worked up over the accusations. He's defensive, irritated, and still talking. Luckily for detectives, he doesn't seem close to shutting down or asking for a lawyer, but they can tell they've pushed the limit for now. If they press any harder, the interview could end before they get anything useful. So detectives decide to take a break, let David step outside for a smoke, hoping it will calm him down and make him more willing to cooperate when he returns. In the meantime, back at Martha's residence, officers continue coordinating the backyard search and canvassing the neighborhood for anyone who might have seen or heard something useful. That's when a familiar face approaches one of the officers, the same neighbor from days earlier who'd reported seeing David coming and going from the house. This time, he shares a chilling detail about the days following Martha's disappearance.
There we are. There we are. There we are.
Right. But I didn't even know she was missing until a few days ago.
I mean, had you noticed any activity by anybody back there in the backyard recently?
Just the guy who lived there.
What was he doing?
In the middle of the night was burning things. I could smell it. The horrible stench from everywhere. And I thought, that's strange. It's even trash day, so.
The woman there is the cousin of the woman who's missing.
Okay.
She's been missing about 30 days. Somebody sent her a message saying, check the backyard for your cousin.
You're kidding.
According to David's neighbor, every night he could see flames rising from David's backyard, accompanied by a horrendous smell. Acting on this information, officers request firefighters, EMS, and forensic teams to assist at the scene, treating the backyard as a potential crime scene in case human remains are found. And as the teams prepare to begin the search, no one could have expected they were only feet away from confirming the horrific nightmare Kim had feared all along.
Pretty positive it's a body
dug it up, and you could see what looks like to be about a knee or an elbow. And you touch it, you can tell it's something. We didn't really dig anymore.
Gentlemen? You tell me.
Well, here's the deal. Highly suspicious. Seems like a body part, but we didn't want to dig it out anymore till you guys got here.
Yeah.
I think, all of us would want it dug out a little bit more before you guys can say.
41, you copy?
Yeah, let's check. Was it dug out when you guys got here?
That guy.
What made him, did he say what made him start digging?
Yeah, he gave the whole story to the other officer and us. But she got an anonymous text saying if this guy who you guys have arrested recently, that if you wanted to get rid of somebody, who would bury it back here by the fence.
Oh.
So she came back and saw this loose dirt, ash. And
they
asked
say
that guy to come over and help her.
And they say this gentleman is already arrested.
Yeah, that's what both of those two people are telling.
All right. This is the
wife
wife.
missing person that they think it is. And that guy's arrested was a suspect in this.
Was this her husband? Did they say?
I don't know if they were husband wife.
Because I know she had a protection order against.
Okay, copy.
Okay. He was staying here.
Yeah.
She went missing. He was staying here.
They've been on and off. I've been out here a couple times where she had a protection order, but it goes back and forth because then she invites him back over and stuff like that. So, let me go talk to these guys real quick, and then we'll let you know what.
Yeah, just let's go.
Following their initial observations of what appear to be human remains, one of the officers steps away from the dig site to speak with the family. Because they arrived without a search warrant, they must explain what's been found so far and request formal consent to continue the excavation. At the same time, Martha's daughter Kim and her husband finally arrive at the scene, anxious. It isn't what they think it is. Though officers avoid making any premature statements, Kim can already sense the truth. This would be the worst day of her life.
She doesn't know.
Did you find a person?
Well, we don't know yet. Okay, so we're not saying yes, and we're not saying no. Okay, we don't know. Okay.
Have you been on scenes like this before? How do you not know? I can't wait to know.
Listen, we don't want to. What we're saying is, we don't want to contaminate anything.
Will I be told as soon as they know whether or not there's a body back there of a person?
Well, they have a whole process they have to go through.
To tell me if they found a person back there?
Yeah.
They would know, I mean, wouldn't they?
No, not necessarily. Kimmy, look, there's about a piece this big that was uncovered. Now, I'm just saying a piece of some plastic or something. That's what we saw first.
Hello, honey. Okay, Mama had to leave real quick, okay?
They'll just give you, the confirmation.
And I'll be back.
We'll have them.
Tell if it's her.
Not now. No. I don't even think they don't even have the person back there that's going to be digging it up yet. Might be a little bit better to talk to somebody like that. Okay.
I don't think I want to talk to anybody. I don't think that I want to right now. It doesn't help to talk to strangers.
I have to ask you. I'm not positive that you're the one I should ask, but I'm going to ask you since you say you have power of attorney. If you allow us to go back in the yard, check that out.
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
I have to ask. Okay. So you're giving me consent, and the officers, and we're going to have a medical examiner come out as well. Okay.
After receiving permission from the family, officers resume the excavation. Inside the shallow fire pit, they find the remains of Martha. Her body is wrapped in bedding, sealed by a plastic bag, burnt, and showing a clear blunt force injury with a rope still tied around her neck. Everyone at the scene is shaken by the discovery. After weeks of uncertainty, Martha's disappearance is finally resolved, but the reality offers little comfort. On the other side of town, news of the gruesome discovery quickly travels to the detectives at the station. So with this new information at hand, they bring David back into the room and cut straight to the point, directly accusing him of murder.
Dave, let me ask you a question. Are you a heartless bastard? A heartless, cold bastard? No. People who would look at this event and say that you, Dave, are a heartless, no-good bastard who put the love of your life in the ground. And that has to be an evil, bad person who has to go away for every last day of their life. Every last day. So, Dave, are you that person? Or are you the person that has struggled with someone who's, as you said, for 16 years you love her, but she's schizophrenic, and she goes here and she goes there? Because there's no reasonable person, Dave, in the world that wouldn't believe that you harmed Robin. We all know that, three of us sitting in this room. You should just get it off your chest, man.
I've told you everything I know.
No, you haven't told us
Was it the
everything.
heat of the moment?
Yeah.
Did you plan it out?
Tomorrow is her fucking birthday.
Tomorrow was her birthday. For them to sit there and reflect the agony they've been going through for the last month.
Heartlessly killed the woman you love more than anything in the world. It's mind-boggling to think about it.
Something that you said you were going to do.
Yeah, and if you said you were going to kill anybody, you'd bury him in the fire pit. I mean, it seems kind of convenient.
I never told anybody.
You never told anybody that?
Dave, we're not fucking stupid, dude. You think we're going to make that up? I'm not making anything up. You think I made this up? We know everything. We know the answers to the questions we ask, man. I'm trying to get you to say that you're not an evil, no-good bastard, and that there were some extenuating circumstances that you killed the woman you love, pretended that she was alive for over a month. If you look at it, you're like, that has to be a heartless, cold bastard that wrapped this woman up like that and put her in this fire pit. So,
despite a few half-hearted denials as detectives describe what they believe happened to Martha, David sits in silence, staring blankly as if the weight of his actions has finally hit him. Clearly, the interrogation has reached its breaking point, and David seems on the verge of something. Judging by his earlier denials and the way he now sits, he's either about to ask for a lawyer and end the interview altogether, or finally confess.
you want to see a picture, Dave?
No, I was.
You know what you did.
Alright. Go ahead, Dave.
You want me to go ahead? I need a cigarette.
Tell us what you're going to tell us, then you can have a cigarette.
I'll give you a cigarette.
You tell us what's going on, Dave, so we know you're not a heartless bastard, and I promise you can smoke all you want, alright?
Not all you want. Not all you want.
Well,
There's nothing reasonable like this.
get it off your chest, Dave. You feel better.
You guys feel a little bit better already, just knowing that you're gonna make that decision.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't.
It's not a very respectful way for a person to end up.
I know it's not. I got fucking scared, man. I just snapped, man. Just fucking snapped. I didn't mean to do this for her. Just, man, love Robin.
You just got scared, that's why you put her in the fire pit?
I dug it out. Half an axe handle or something beside the bed. She had it there for a long time. Just,
After you struck her.
Jesus fucking fuck. Got the shit fucking muted. Fucking streamer of the goddamn year award. So for whatever reason, whenever I have downloaded the newest version of Blender, importing or downloading extensions has been a non-existent thing for me. So for whatever reason, it's just been fucking ass. Now, that being said, through trial and error and looking through multiple different threads on Reddit, old shit from like years and years ago, I was able to get it going. Now I'll tell you a quick way how to do it. You see this motherfucker? You go to install and you get this fucking error message right here. This is a stupid error message. I hate this thing. I spent like literally hours. This shit pissed me off so much. I deleted, reinstalled Blender multiple times, almost fucking went back to the old version. But then I was like, no, there's definitely a way. After fucking hours on Reddit, this, that, and the third, I was still not able to figure it out. And I was fucking pissed. But eventually I was able to figure it out. Now this is what you gotta do. The shit's not gonna work. You're gonna do it. You click this little shit and you go to visit website. Once you go to visit website, there's gonna be a thing that says get add-on. So I said get add-on, and then you drag it and drop it into Blender. You're gonna get that same error. Sometimes it'll work. You can just drop it and drop, boom. I don't know, whatever happens, it'll work. But a lot of times you won't. So then you have to do install from disk. and it's gonna open up the Blender docs. Okay, now you just read through it, or you can just listen to me, and I'll tell you how to do it. Click download, and that'll download the file, the extension file. Now, what's normal is that you're going to extract the zip as soon as you see it. Don't do that because it will not work for whatever reason. You have to import an unextracted zip. And then as soon as you do that, boom, you're going to be in the game. Okay. And it'll work every time. Okay. So glad we got through that together because we were going to get through it one way or another. Just together seems like it will be better. This is fucking fucked. Oh, this shit's fucked right now, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was awesome. Whoa. Holy shit. Holy shit, that worked out amazingly well. Wow. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so holy fuck, that was awesome. No, we will not be participating in that. I tell you that right now. Just beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so that's one done. Now, what the fuck? Okay, so it just doesn't have one going right there. That may prove to be challenging, but we will find out in time. All right, Crime Dog back on. Anyway, that's how you do it. That's how you get the shit remeshed and you fucking get the extensions in and everything. And now we're looking good. All right, back here. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Remesh. Sharp. Do 5. Do 6. Actually, let's do 6. No, don't do 56. 6. Okay, it looks good. We'll do 6 on each one. Then. It's kind of a lot. Has a lot of different shit, but
After hours of questioning, David finally breaks
we need it, bro.
and admits to murdering Martha.
We need it, bro.
In a fit of rage, he struck her in the head, strangled her, then carried her outside, burned the body, and buried her in the backyard.
God damn,
David
cuz.
sits in the interview
Shit.
room, crying and claiming to regret what he did. Detectives can't help but think about how easily this could have been prevented, how many warnings were missed, and how many chances they had to save Martha before it was too late. With his confession secured, David is taken into custody, where he's formally charged and set to spend a very long time behind bars.
And this is not something that we're doing for fucking. We're not trying to save with this shit, bro. We're trying to make these models absolute fucking beautimous. Wait, what the hell?
Oh shit. SO389 dispatch. I've located the body. The scene's about 50 yards on a trail.
This lone cop
Damn.
just discovered a dead body in the middle of the woods.
So we're not gonna be able to remesh this one because whatever. Let's see if I can just remesh this one more time.
10-4 signal 7. Please send another unit to my location.
What he doesn't know yet is that the lifeless man in front of him has been tortured for hours by the twisted man hiding in this very forest.
Oh, fucking motherfuckers.
That's fresh. There's a little eyeball right here. There's some creepy shit right here. Smell this right here. You don't smell gas right here? Yeah. Think they're gonna torch him? I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location.
Fucking and it keeps causing me a fucking pain, dude. Hi. Ugh, bitch.
December 23rd, 2022. An officer
Alright,
has just
fucking.
received a 911 call from a distraught man reporting that he's found his best friend's lifeless body.
Hey, turn my fucking AC on, dude.
Lake Jackson Forest. Officer Azure,
You know, sometimes I get into this shit and I will absolutely not know what the fuck I'm doing.
Here they encounter Jamie, the 911
I will get into a situation
Robert.
and I don't know what to do.
The officer where their dead
I don't know what to do.
Considering the serious circumstances,
I don't know what to
Officer Azure
do.
decides to follow Robert
I don't
into
know
the
what to
forest
do.
despite
It's 441, actually. Actually, it is 441. Actually, it is 441. Alright. Edit. Click it right here. Bring this in. Ooh. Dot.
Yeah. Knife laying on the ground. There's no blood on it. Did you touch the knife? I did pick up the knife. Okay. Well, we're gonna need to get fingerprints from you, okay?
I mean, you get fingerprints from me, okay?
I walk by the car. Okay. And then
Why? Start again or not? Fuck. Fuck.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna need to get.
I may need to. I may need to sleep. Sleep may be something that I need. Sleep may be something that I need. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
At this point, the officer can't yet confirm Robert's story, but with a dead body reported, he has no choice but to push deeper into the woods.
Maybe the sign's not what I need to fuck with right now.
Man he's just met and a killer who could be lurking nearby. The officer knows he must proceed
Build
with extreme
the.
caution.
You just hang on down right here for me, okay? Let me get up there.
What will we build? The desk.
Oh shit. Okay.
The desk. The desk. We will build the desk. The desk.
Where's the knife? Okay.
I don't know if this looks weird or not.
Okay. Just hang out there for me, okay?
Obviously, I'll have to put a cover on this room, but if the room is sticking out past this, does it fucking look weird?
Jamie was telling the truth. Wrapped inside
I don't know, but that pole looks weird.
Body of James Leidendecker.
H to hide, always H to hide.
Blood covered in cuts and scrapes. Realizing the severity of the situation, Officer Azure immediately instructs Jamie to head back while he investigates further. That's when Officer Azure begins to hear some
weird
unsettling noises.
So this is inside the room, and this is what I would be looking at. And that pole is fucking gone, bruh. That shit look goofy as hell.
I'm not sure if it's a person or I'm not sure what it is, but I've got movement east of my location in the woods. Sounds like it's heading this way.
Okay. And if that pole's gone, then these poles are fucking gone too, bruh. What? Whoa.
Hey, LT.
Fortunately for Officer Azure, backup arrived just in time, providing some relief from
Yeah, outta here, Terry.
in the forest.
Aha. I see.
I mean, there's nothing for y'all to check.
Let's go ahead and fix all of these.
Knife right here, body here, tents, whole camp spread up back here. We've also got one outstanding.
We've got one outstanding.
People who live in this camp. And one's on here? And one's outstanding at the moment.
Wow.
I got a knife right here.
It's fucking sick, dude. I hope they refer to me as outstanding if they ever find my body somewhere.
Yeah,
They're standing there waiting for us.
These guys are
Because one that let you
freaking
back touched the knife. We
outstanding.
need to get his prints and the statement off him. The other one touched the tarp. They found out what was going on and they took off. I checked the camp and he's the only one back here.
I forgot the name of the person that he was arguing with at 5 or 6.
Bruh.
Yeah, so
Why my daughter start saying bruv? Like, where are you from, dude?
so he's naked.
You ain't from England.
Clothes right there on the fire.
You ain't from
As
England.
medical staff arrives
What the
and
fuck?
examines the body
You
more
ain't from.
closely, they
You ain't
observe
from
a brutal manner of
England.
death,
You
blunt
be-
force
you
trauma
be
to the head,
England.
strangulation, and something even more disturbing: gasoline found in James's lungs and stomach. Detectives are left with a burning question: why would a victim have gasoline inside him?
Ah, yeah. Why would the victim have gasoline inside of him? That's a great. They're a great question. Only 19 answers. Hit one. Select all them uppers. Select all the uppers. Select all the uppers. Butt naked, face down on the tarp. Damn, sound like a badass album, bro. Fucking guy was butt naked, ass down on a tarp. It's metal as fuck.
The blood may be hidden by the tarp. I'm not seeing any obvious blood. Apparently, the witness picked up the knife, and the knife has like a rope string around it. There's blood on it. Yeah, the tarp's brown, but there's blood all over the tarp, like blood splatter.
It looks like, I mean, he was moved post-mortem. You can tell by the way he was dressed.
Oh, he's got his fucking leaf in his ass crack.
Yeah.
He said he got a leaf in his ass crack.
That's crazy.
That's funny.
Almost looks like they're carving Odin. This in the one eye. You see that?
Fucking nuts.
What the hell? 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 What the hell are all of these? Delete, man. Aha. Ooh. Aha.
By now, officers were certain they had a murder on their hands. The injuries to the body, the bloody knife, and the presence of gasoline all point to one thing. This wasn't just a killing, but a calculated act where the victim had likely been tortured for hours.
Alright, shit. Control S. Let's go ahead and do a quick save.
Officers would return to question Jamie, the man who had originally called 911. And what Jamie reveals would soon lead investigators directly to the killer. But before we continue, it's worth noting that tragedies like these...
People often think...
Take Yvette Tor...
People often think this. I know this because I have thought this as well. Every time you see fucking in movies, wherever it is, and you see a coffee cup stain upon some papers, you always think, oh, that is just some fucking corny ass thing that they do in the movies. And guess what? It's not. See that? See that? Fucking coffee cup stain right on that thing. Unbelievable. I know it's kind of blurred, but, you know, it's there. Trust me. It's legit. Coffee cup stains on paper is a legit thing. It's a phenomenon.
She was walking home from work in Philadelphia when a truck struck her without warning. Morgan and Morgan fought for her in court.
Oh, you
nearly
motherfucker.
$12 million. If you're
Morgan and Morgan.
Your injury could be worth millions. With over 1,000 attorneys, Morgan and Morgan will fight to give you the best results if you become their client. And unless you win, they do it all for free. In just the past few months, Morgan and Morgan has helped hundreds of people. One car crash victim in Florida won a verdict worth your claim / camera again with Jamie, one of the eyewitnesses, and he
Also, too, I will let me tell you something. I understand the reasoning behind it. Like, I know motherfuckers be trying to make money from YouTube. I'm trying to make money from YouTube. Okay, this is a very meager start. I have 45 subs. Okay, maybe 44. Who knows? The thing is, I understand that like ads or product advertising, specifically service advertising, is the way to make money. Okay. But dude, I got fucking YouTube Premium for a reason, dog. I don't want to be seeing your fucking ads all the time. Especially not some long ass Morgan and Morgan ass ad. Like, dude, look, I understand. Especially being a crime show, you need a lawyer. Put it as an ad and then fucking allow the people that pay for the premium version of this bastard to not have to sit through it. Just saying, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, your little loopholes is for the birds, dog. But whatever. When I start doing that, I'm sure somebody else will be bitching about me doing it. So
He would provide them with their biggest lead yet.
So I heard arguing and stuff. So I go through the woods, go to this camp.
all right,
So you left.
back in there, back in there, back in there.
People argue all the time about dumb shit.
See what we
It's been a while now, and I haven't heard anything from James or anybody over there. So I go over there to me and my friends with Officer now.
All right.
Go over there.
Back to I had to do a little check.
Get to a certain
Also,
point, I
too,
see a tarp laying there beside the
got a
street.
fucking ant bite on the back of my ear, bro. What the hell?
Is,
Don't piss me off. All right. I don't know if it's James or Jimmy or Jamie.
Do you know James' last name? Do you know James' last name?
No, I don't.
I'm talking about the person who did this, because I know who it is. Dusty McDonald. It lives right up. He just got the complaint this morning. Man come down there with a hatchet, threatening, chopping shit up. Called it in, sheriff's department. They come over, they talked to him, they told him that they're gonna go over and talk to him and just stay away.
And James is the one who called.
No, ma'am.
Who called this morning? Rick. Okay. Do you know
Rick
Rick's
is
last
the one
name?
who stays there.
Okay.
No, ma'am, but Rick is the one who stays there. James is a friend of everybody's, but he was staying up there with Dusty.
According to Jamie, a man named Dusty McDonald had attacked another man, Rick, with a hatchet earlier that day. Police were called, but were unable to locate or confront Dusty at the time. While this incident was concerning, it wasn't enough on its own to establish Dusty as a primary suspect. Until nearly every witness interviewed pointed to him as well. Eventually, officers had gathered enough statements to justify bringing Dusty in for questioning. All they needed now was to find him. As police began searching for Dusty, other officers on scene would sit down with the two 911 callers to piece together a timeline. According to them, the day had started with unsettling signs that
There we are.
something was off.
Nice. All right. Now we're gonna do this. Tab.
Earlier, right?
We know who was down there, sir.
Arguing. Okay.
What the fuck?
So I walked down through the woods. I seen Dusty have James on the ground. He was saying, you shouldn't talk shit about this, that. You know what I'm saying? I heard, like, oh, they just getting shit up, you know what I mean? But I never
You know the money.
know nothing from over there no more. I'm like,
You know Dusty's real name or?
Dusty McDonald.
Did you say that James called them today and said, hey?
Nope, Rick.
Oh, Rick called.
Rick.
And said,
James was there.
when Dusty went over there and cut his tent with
Cut him up,
machete?
threatened with a machete,
Yeah.
cut his chin up,
Yep.
all kind of shit.
He called the police. I was there
Yep,
for that.
called the police, made a report, and the police just said, stay away from him. There's a tarp laying beside a tree. that's
Beautiful.
there 'cause
We're done.
I live here.
We got it. We got it, buddies.
When I flipped it up, I seen legs.
Based on these witness accounts, officers now have a fairly detailed picture of what likely unfolded just hours earlier. They also have a lead suspect, Dusty McDonald, a name one of the officers happened to be familiar with.
Uh-oh.
I think they already brought
Uh-oh.
his name, Dustin McCormick.
Yeah, Dusty.
Dusty, supposedly general in some militia, come down there this morning with a machete and started hacking up some of the tents so he wanted to clear the area. Said he's signal 20 and off his meds.
They said Dusty. They said Dusty's the one that's outstanding. Yeah, they said this guy Dusty left from over here like later in the evening.
By now, it was clear Dusty had likely been involved in the murder, and with Jamie and Robert's statements in hand, police began piecing together the sequence of events leading up to the brutal killing. Earlier that day, Rick, another man who lived at the camps, had called 911 claiming a Dusty McDonald had slashed his tent with a machete while searching for a man named James, even threatening him in the process.
Well, I'll bring her all the way up to the top, and then I can incorporate that beam into the first room here.
To see what was going on, they
That's
saw
what we'll
Dusty
do,
on top of
buddies.
James wrestling and yelling. It didn't appear to be anything more
I
than a
will
heated argument, so they returned to their camp. However,
Room
hours
wall.
would pass, and nobody had heard from James. Robert and Jamie began to worry and decided to go looking for him. And that's when they found a blue tarp covering James's lifeless body. Nearly all witness accounts
Beautiful.
lined up perfectly with this timeline of
Where is
events, making the next step for officers clear.
shit right
Arrest
here.
Dusty and bring him in for
Close
interrogation.
exteriors too. There we go.
Fortunately,
Flip
since
it back.
officers had begun the work of locating him earlier that day, they already had Dusty's address. Soon after, they surrounded the house, ready to move in.
No problems.
Sheriff Office, put a knife down, man.
Put a knife down, mother liquor.
Come on out. Come on out.
Dude's like, man, I'm just trying to fucking go to work, huh? We should have been a fucking cop, dude. You worried about having a dangerous job? Bitch, don't be a goddamn sword swallower. You know what I'm saying? You worried about getting cut? Goddamn, Terry.
Dusty trying to do things stupid. You know I'm gonna bite you, understand? Not even armed, sir. Look at her. I'm not armed at all, sir. Sir, I am just looking around, and nothing tried to murder me down there and light me on fire.
Dusty's behavior
Light
would be
me
bizarre
on
from the start,
fire.
insisting that James tried to set him on fire and that the officers, quote, already know what happened down there. Whether he's trying to claim self-defense or is just completely unhinged is anyone's guess.
Yeah, dude, sir, you know what happened down there. That's what we're trying to figure out. Dude, man tried to light me on fire as I came.
Okay, just listen.
Okay,
We've got one side. Okay? That's why you need to come with us. Okay? I know you are.
With the supposed killer in custody, officers concluded the disturbing on-scene investigation and began preparing for interrogation. If Dusty was their killer, given what had been done to the victim's body, it pointed to someone deeply disturbed. That suspicion would soon be confirmed. By now, Dusty had already raised serious concerns. He had slashed Rick's tent and threatened him. On top of that, multiple witnesses had just reported seeing him argue with James hours before the murder. However, despite how other things seemed, there was one major complication. Dusty was claiming self-defense. He alleged that James had thrown gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire. This wasn't a claim detectives could easily dismiss, especially given the distinct smell of gasoline at the scene, meaning there was a possibility he could get away with his crime. Even though it's clear who's behind the murder at this point, Dusty's story now carries a shred of credibility. Detectives have one goal:
Okay,
to break
that's all right.
that story, either by disproving his self-defense
We're gonna
claim
do
using
Alt
witness statements,
H.
or ideally by getting a confession.
Alt
Either way,
H,
the
Alt
investigation
H,
is
what
about to
the
get a
fuck?
lot more complicated. To move forward, detectives start by bringing in people from the encampment who knew Dusty well and interacted with him regularly. If Dusty had a pattern of violent behavior, these individuals were the most likely to have seen it firsthand.
My goal here is to kind of get, from your perspective, kind of what you saw, what you heard.
He ain't really been fucking with me at all. I ain't never had no crosswords. He's always insistent. Oh, come up there and do your laundry and all that shit, you know. Come up there and get a shower. That's what it was. Come and get a shower. Come get a shower all the time. So I fucked up. Got a shower and give him $2 afterward. You know, just a gesture.
Rick explains that Dusty often offered showers and laundry to homeless individuals in the area, sometimes charging a small fee. This catches the attention of detectives. These seemingly generous acts may be a part of a larger pattern of manipulation, a way for Dusty to assert control over the homeless community. It's a detail that could support their efforts to build a stronger case against him.
So this is the podcast studio, and on this back wall, I'm gonna put the vertical panels, the vertical wood panels, okay? And we can do that with an array because everything in that is going to be the exact same, and then the spacing on there is going to be bituminous, and it's going to save a lot of time. So this is a perfect opportunity to use an array, and we will figure that out together. I just gotta think about how much of it I want to do. Would it look weird if I do it the entire way, or would actually, if I start like right here and bring it all the way back to the wall, would that be cool?
Allowing members of the homeless camp to use his home for basic amenities. As investigators continue interviewing members of the homeless community, a more troubling picture of Dusty begins to emerge. He has a history of strange and
let me lock in.
marked by paranoia and delusions. However, officers face a challenge.
Stretch to lock
the
in.
interviews so far have been too vague, highlighting patterns of behavior but lacking concrete details to build a solid case. This leads detectives back to Jamie, the original 911 caller and the person with the clearest recollection of events so far. And he's able to offer meaningful insight into who Dusty really is.
My role here in all this.
Fuck.
It's just kind of
Fucking AC is wild, bro. Like,
things, what you saw, what you observed.
Man came to my camp last night. I used to stay up there with him. He's a violent person.
Okay.
There we go.
His papa always wanted to let me stay there because he's the one who owns the property. The reason I don't stay there is because you don't do what he says, then he gets all angry and threatens you, and he just crazy shit. I said, well,
What does he usually carry?
he ain't got a stick this time. But he's either got a stick, a machete, or knife. He carries like 3 or 4 knives on him. Machete, sticks. He thinks he's Rambo.
Dusty had a reputation as a bully who routinely
she's
harassed
fucking
the homeless
Rambo.
community. No one expected his behavior to escalate to cold-blooded murder. His so-called generosity, offering his home for showers and laundry, masked a deeper need for control and manipulation. The same people he claimed to help were also the ones he intimidated and threatened, revealing a warped sense of power and superiority. In the end, this contradiction may have set the stage for the gruesome murder. When Dusty was brought in for questioning, his demeanor was strangely calm. At this point, he seems to believe that he is seen as a victim of an attack by this homeless man. He didn't seem like he was in his right mind at all. Detectives were hoping to learn about Dusty's side of the story, but instead were met with, well, a lot of nonsense.
Oh, shit.
You know I'm an owl, right?
You're what?
You know I'm an owl, right?
Okay.
You know what that means, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This has been a really hard day. Sir, I waved all right a long time ago. I still have a great sense of innocence within me, if it ain't obvious to you this time.
Throughout his interrogation, Dusty's responses are
what the
filled with
hell?
incoherent delusions and deflections.
All right.
In Dusty's mind,
So
he's,
we
quote, an owl, constantly watched, monitored, and under surveillance. It's clear that without his medication, his schizophrenia is spiraling out of control.
And I'm handling it remarkably well. Jesus, man, that was some crazy
There we
shit.
go.
And to still be able
We're going to actually, well, wireframe it so you get all everything's. There we go. All transforms. Beautiful. Just so we don't lose or mess up anything.
Dusty seems to believe he's outsmarted the cops, thinking he's there to provide valuable intel as the victim. But he will soon find out that he's actually a suspect in the cold-blooded murder of an innocent man.
I haven't shed a tear all day, I've been going hard,
All right. Shift A mesh. Bring up just a basic cube. We're gonna do X is gonna be 0.75. Y is going to be 3. And Z is going to be 144.
Listening closely to Dusty's words, it seems as if he's openly admitting to the murder. Although his statement is scattered and unclear, it gives detectives the impression that he's acknowledging responsibility without fully grasping the seriousness of his actions. But Dusty's bizarre admissions wouldn't stop there, as he continues rambling incoherently.
There we go. There we are.
While Dusty's ramblings could be interpreted
What the
as
fuck,
an
bro?
admission that James was his first murder, the statement is buried in a mix of delusions about retinoids, his photographic memory, and other incoherent claims. The detective picks up on this and pushes further, trying to separate fact from fiction in Dusty's fractured account.
For me to verify everything that I can see elsewhere, I'm trying to. I know you're not mad at me. That's just I don't want you to think I'm asking. I think my personality is I can't talk to people. I can, but I don't want you to think I'm being an absurd. I am very relieved that we were having this conversation.
Dusty claims he's not mad and that people don't understand how he communicates. This shows he might have a twisted view of himself, possibly because of paranoia, delusions, or mental illness. What's strange is how calm and relieved Dusty seems. Most guilty people would be nervous or scared during an interrogation, but Dusty is different. He seems to still believe he's the victim and doesn't grasp the seriousness of his actions. Instead of taking responsibility, he thinks people just don't understand him. This becomes even clearer when Dusty asks one final question to the detective.
Will I be able to go home? I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah, or am I going to jail or we're going down the dance? We're gonna have to figure that kind of out because you know how this thing kind of goes from here. I guess. I'm gonna come talk to you about it. Just a little bit, okay?
After this bizarre exchange, the detective had heard enough to know it was time to wrap up the interrogation. Dusty's lack of remorse and distorted grip on reality made it clear they were dealing with someone who didn't fully understand the weight of his actions. According to the pathology report, the victim, James Leidendecker, was subjected to horrific torture before his death. His body showed severe blunt force trauma, including cuts, bruises, and fractures to his face, nose, ears, and mouth. His eyes had severe bleeding, and many of his teeth were broken. The injuries also extended to his neck, with heavy bleeding in the muscles and a broken hyoid bone, suggesting he had been strangled. His torso displayed several broken ribs, and internal bleeding was found in his chest and abdomen. One of the most disturbing details from the report was that James had been exposed to gasoline. His skin had begun to slough off in areas, and a strong smell of gasoline was found on his arms, thighs, and hands. Gasoline was also detected in his lungs and stomach, indicating he had inhaled and swallowed it before he died. This made the murder even more gruesome. Dusty was processed for forensic evidence and transported to the Leon County Detention Facility. The witness statements, his vague confession, and the forensic evidence from the scene were enough to formally charge him. Dusty McDonald was charged with one count of first-degree murder.
This is about to get a little crunk, bruh.
His case remains ongoing.
We're gonna go ahead and click those, and we're gonna hide them as well. We're gonna hide those motherfuckers as well, buddy. Nice. This is about to get crazy.
Search efforts continue today for the missing UF student Christian Aguilar.
In the newsroom, we received a phone call. Young student at the University of Florida had gone missing.
I'm looking for somebody that can walk with me.
We just screaming, yelling. We didn't know where to start or where to go. But I was going to find Christian no matter what.
We thought there was more to this than just a basic missing person. And a girl involved always creates a lot of tension.
A lot of us in the media start referring to this as a love triangle.
The laptop computer contained searches such as how do sleeping pills kill?
I'm looking for a reason that Kristen's missing, and that just gave me a good one.
The clock is ticking, and it takes seconds, it takes minutes to go from being alive to being dead.
The device has been turned off, but even the act of trying to outsmart the tech leaves a trail. It's not smart to bring a smartphone to a murder.
It's true. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to go ahead and.
It's day one of the trial for the killing of UF student Christian Aguilar.
This is a defining moment for us in digital forensics in that it really showed the breadth of information that's available.
Okay.
There may have been a time when criminals could cover their tracks, but living in today's digital ecosystem, it's just
There's no way.
impossible.
Something is always listening or looking. Nothing goes untold.
We were extremely proud of Christian. He was fulfilling his dream of coming to the university. He got accepted to UF, and it was only 5 hours, and we always thought, okay, if anything happens, we are just 5 hours away. It was around 9 o'clock when I received a phone call from my wife, Claudia. She was panicking, and she was telling me that my son, Christian, didn't show up for date the previous night with his girlfriend, Erica Freeman. His girlfriend said
The
that he
fuck?
was not in his room, and that she was going to the police to report him missing. And I'm like, that's not Christian. Christian normally go to sleep to his room. So I hung up. I start calling Christian's phone number immediately to find out if he answered me. But when I called, he was not answering. My heart was pounding, and my heart was telling me, hey, something is wrong. So I start driving to Gainesville.
We received a phone call in the newsroom explaining that Christian Aguilar, young student at the University of Florida, had gone missing. I heard that the girlfriend of Christian Aguilar, Erica Freeman, goes out to the University of Florida Police Department with Pedro Bravo, a friend. They all know each other because they all went to the same school in Miami. So they're in the very same group of friends. Going into college, Christian was accepted into the College of Engineering at the University of Florida. Erica Freeman and Pedro Bravo are both studying at a community college in Gainesville as well. And Pedro was the last person to see Christian before he goes missing.
Let's see if we can locate Christian or figure out where he may have been. Please.
Pedro and Christian get together because Pedro's going through a lot. and says that Christian is someone that he can count on, talk about his feelings. They started on campus at the hub, make their way out of campus, go and grab a bite to eat, and ultimately they end up at Best Buy to purchase a CD. After this, they continue driving around town, particularly the 34th Street wall, where all students go on there and paint murals and display messages. And this is where Pedro says that they end up picking up a hitchhiker.
We saw a hitchhiker, just a random guy. And I looked at him, he looked at me, he was like, why not?
They're all in Pedro's vehicle, and Pedro starts bickering with Christian.
So what was it that made you start arguing?
Arguing?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he said, I said, you don't understand what I'm going through.
And in the midst of that argument, the hitchhiker exits Pedro's vehicle.
And we drop him off at 441 at like a storage place.
At this point, it's just Pedro and Christian.
Chris got frustrated and angry at me, and he's like, stop the car, I want to get off. In my mind, I'm like, fine, you don't want to help me? Don't help me. So I stopped the car and I let him get off and I drove away. And then that's the last I heard of him.
What time was it when you dropped him off?
I dropped him off, it was around 6 or 7.
We continued the drive. We received a phone call from the UF Police Department. They told us that Pedro and Erica Freeman was being
There you go.
interviewed by the police.
The only bad thing is,
And this start now giving me some anxiety, some concerns, a lot of questions.
Based upon jurisdiction of where Pedro said he dropped Christian off, the University of Florida Police Department contact Gainesville Police Department and request us to come. Pedro, my name is Randy Roberts. I'm a detective in robbery homicide, Gainesville Police Department. While I was interviewing Pedro, Erica was questioning. She said that when
the fuck?
Erica, Pedro, and Christian all got ready to graduate from high school down in Miami, she decided she wanted to come to Gainesville to go to school. Christian had been accepted to UF. They decided to go out as friends.
The hell?
And they just happened to hit it off. She said there was not a day that went by that they didn't talk to each other either by Facebook, text, or phone call.
Yeah, this is weird. Maybe if I apply it, let me see if I apply it first.
She hasn't heard from him, can't get a hold of
Yeah, I
him.
gotta apply it first. Okay.
Before I came in,
Oh,
the
baby.
Florida Police Department had asked Pedro for consent to search his vehicle. So as I'm interviewing Pedro,
Control 8. All transforms. Oh, Control C, Control V. We got another one.
I asked Pedro, where
Another one.
tell me what time you got home. Okay, so you think it's sometime around 8?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Around 8 p.m. Return home.
Yeah. And I took 4 sleeping pills. And I got really drowsy. And my phone needed to charge, but
RZ90.
and then I woke up at 3:45, 3:30, something like that. 3 o'clock, for sure.
As I'm interviewing Pedro, concern for Christian is that he's hurt, injured of some type of injury and can't get to a telephone. So I walked out to call some more detectives. I let them know that he was dropped off in Northwest 13th Street area and asked them to start having patrol go back and forth looking for Christian. So as they were working on that, I get a receipt from McDonald's handed to me that was found during the search of Pedro's vehicle with a timestamp at like just before 1 o'clock in the morning. If you tell me you're asleep the night before and didn't wake up till 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get a receipt showing that you were in a drive-through McDonald's at 12:54 in the morning, that's
Okay, well, I do like this, but like I said, unfortunately, I am going to have to fucking start over because I don't like how wide them shits are, and now I know that I have to cut it, so I'm gonna do 2 separate ones right off the rip. Let's go ahead and save. We're gonna do a cube.
Evidence is going to tell everything.
This is going to be X is going to be
Examiner on the case for the mobile devices.
0.75. Still gonna keep that the same. Y is going to be 1.5 and Z is going to be
That tells us a bit of a story.
4 that we will adjust now.
Sending a text message or the phone is somehow otherwise communicating with the carrier.
Isn't she
But there was like a time
lovely?
period where the activity just stops.
Alright, ready.
An immediate kind of cutoff in Christian's locations.
It's always a cutoff in Christian's locations, bruh.
First interview, I knew
Christian don't know what the fuck he doing. That's why.
couldn't ping Christian's phone because it was turned off. And he was able to establish through the carrier of the phone source that there was actually someone turning it off, which immediately led me to believe that there's more
Boom.
involved.
Why didn't you tell me that the first time?
Getting more suspicious by the minute.
He was very like distraught with
'Cause there's a part of me that really wants to go ahead and make it like a legit thing. But I'm not going to because I'll tell you why. You're never going to see the backside of this thing. And matter of fact, I would think a lot of people would probably even remove the front part of the mesh. But I'm not going to. And I'm just going to fucking do it like this. Because fuck you. That's why. Flirt you, buddies. Alright. Let's get this shit into the right fucking position. And we will start to see what we gotta do. Tell him, man, what are you doing? Set origin to geometry. What the fuck? Alright, bring that right to the corner. Alright, it's butted up. It's butted up, buddies. We're gonna control C, control V, because we got another one we're gonna bring to this fucking corner. Which one do we want to do first? Let's do this straight one first. Fuck it. Right to the corner.
That Christian got out of the vehicle and that he left it there. So I told him,
Beautiful.
hey, you better start talking and telling people
Alright,
the truth.
look, the fucking, you can't see it on here, which is the reason why I like to do the widescreen, but I've been told that fucking YouTube promotes the shorts in the vertical version better, so that's what the fuck it is. On the side, there's a whole modifier, there's a whole like dashboard of shit that you need to do. Okay, so it's important to be able to see this. If you use Blender, you know what it looks like, but if you don't, you're fucked because you can't see it. It's a fucking wrench, okay? It's a wrench. Click the wrench, click add modifier. Go to array, okay? There's a relative offset endpoint.
We're trying to understand.
And then there's line, circle, curve, transform. So you could technically, with the transform, I'm assuming that you can make it into a bunch of different shapes and blah, blah, blah. So we're not going to do that, though. That's not where my specialty or expertise is going to come into play. This is on the x-axis, which is not what we need. We have 3, okay? Boost this up to 10 just to see kind of what your direction is, okay? Now we go to offset 1, boom. So we see that we're going that direction. Obviously, you could see up at the top too, which Y is going one way or the other, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the same. So you don't got to guess, but if you want to guess, there it is. We're going to go -1 for the offset, and we will continue to add. Just add, buddy. Click this right here, and then
I've been able to check out your cell phone and find out where you are and exactly what time you are, okay? And it's kind of not coinciding a little bit with some of the story that you're telling us.
It's very clear based on the location data that we got from the cell carrier and from Pedro's cell phone that he was at this Walmart. It was almost good enough to put him in the parking lot.
Fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. All right, the offset is 1.25. I'm gonna write that down, but I will remember that 1.25.
He said that they stopped a short distance from where they dropped off the hitchhiker and had a conversation, but
93 and 1.25. Yeah, the 93 I probably would have forgot actually, so I'm glad I caught that. We will apply. This one, we are going to add modifier. What modifier? Array, you're right. And we will go 0 on the X and 1.25 on this fucking mother liquor. And we won't need 93, but we will need something. We will need something. We will need something.
and made him get out of my truck.
Pushed him once he stumbled back, tripped him, got on top of him with my knees. And at that point, I got my entire hand and just, I did one slam to the face.
Like one little nibbins
So now we've changed from
away, which is okay. We're gonna leave it right here
to a physical altercation.
because
Still, I don't think we're done.
fuck. Let's just see what 54 does.
He's on the ground. Dazed. Does he talk?
Now that's a whole one away. No, so we'll do 55 and I'll hide in the corner. No bigs. No bigs, buddy.
Every time we find
Tab it.
he has a different story
Control
to
R.
go with it.
What the fuck?
And at the same time that I was arriving, Pedro's parents were arriving as well. They put me aside and put me in one room with my wife. They put Pedro's parents in another room. You know, I assumed that was normal, knowing that they were holding Pedro. He told us that Pedro changed the story several times and lying, and that they were extremely concerned that he told them that the fight occurred. So my anxious was, hey, I don't want to be here. I want to be searching for my son.
My level of concern goes up basically with every moment I spend talking to Pedro. But I don't have enough to make the arrest. But in Florida, if you say that you're going to kill yourself in front of a law enforcement officer, they're required by law to take you for a mental health evaluation. That evaluation can take up to 72 hours. So I take him into a mental health facility. I'd have to be as fast as possible because he could be evaluated the next day and then be released.
Detective Randy Roberts must have had like the world on him.
It's obvious that Pedro's lying to us.
There is a huge sense of urgency to press Pedro for answers because we don't know where Christian is.
Okay, we are good there.
Find him and maybe
Confirmed.
The clock is ticking and it takes seconds to going from being alive to being dead.
Damn, seconds. Hell. Okay, beautiful.
I started
Beautiful.
trying to lead the search. I said probably he's unconscious, so we start sending people to the hospitals nearby, one by one, to find out, you know, if they have seen Christian. We start printing
Nice.
flyers with Christian's information. That I was going to find Christian no matter what, and that I didn't care.
Oh, what the fuck?
what
I think I've done too many.
My first encounter
Never add loop cuts if you can't say what you're cutting.
is during one of these like
Dude.
efforts here in Gainesville. I recall seeing a lot of people coming together, carrying food, snacks, water bottles, and this man was talking to everybody, delegating, despite being hurt and in pain because you knew he was. You could see it in his eyes. This man would stop at nothing to find his kid.
I'm looking for people's heart that can come and help me. I'm looking for somebody that can walk with me. That's the only thing that I'm asking.
I could still hear it now. I can hear him say, Christian, Christian, calling for his son, hoping that perhaps he would hear and that he would answer back.
Damn. There we go. There we go now. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go now.
Naturally, Erica is going through interrogations as well with law enforcement, and police start realizing how interconnected Pedro, Erica, and Christian are, and that she dated Pedro in high school.
When did you finally sever your relationship with Pedro? What month was that?
That was late June. He was very like distraught with the idea of like us breaking up, but I mean like I told him in December that I wasn't really happy.
Erica broke up with Pedro, told him that she didn't want to have a long distance relationship. She decided to come to Gainesville. She said that she enrolled at Santa Fe Community College. At some point,
Here we go. This is how we're gonna fucking get this bit perfect, buddy.
Didn't say anything to Christian.
Just like that, Leroy. Actually, don't let me say it just like that and get it a little bit off. Right there, right there. And that is that. Mother lickers. Ooh. Yeah, we gonna stop it right at the corner there too. That's right. That's right.
Erica, being close to Erica. Pedro must feel so strongly about Erica, and I don't know if to call it love, but more of a fixation, an obsession.
Fixation.
He's driving in the opposite direction, and like as soon as they see me, he like jumps out of the car and like is running after me, and I turn around, he's like right there, and I'm like I was kind of like in shock.
Pedro, Erica, and Christian are in a love triangle. Pedro very much still in love
There
with
you
Erica,
go.
and of course Christian, you know, having that current relationship with Erica as well.
There you go. There you go. There you go now.
I'm looking for a reason that Christian's missing, and that just gave me a good one. But
Wow, why is this still lying here? What is this shit, man?
It's been 3 days since anyone heard from Christian. So I was very concerned that there was something very bad that had happened to Christian.
So the next steps for this investigation, right, is to continue to dig into Pedro's story, to continue working the digital evidence. I used the data to trace Pedro actually eventually going back to his house, right? Just not the route that he said, just not the story that he gave us. And interestingly, he goes home, he's there for a little bit, and then he leaves his house again. And he makes his way out to another major road in Gainesville, Archer Road, and then his cell tower data stops, it cuts off. So all of his location tracking from the carrier stops. Up until the next morning when he returned to his apartment. The story that he's given Randy is that his phone.
All right, so we will.
Looking at this file by file, and I stumble upon this battery log. The battery log is showing not only was he not dead. I can see that he's
First things first. Go here.
Interestingly enough, there's an
Wireframe it. Hit 1. We're gonna bring all these over to the edge to line them back up. Bingus, bongus. Bingus, fucking bongus, mother licker.
He thinks he's outsmarting the tech.
All right.
What he's doing is
there we go.
adding to his digital breadcrumbs.
And we're doing this one as well. Highlight that shit.
What we don't realize is even the act of trying to outsmart the forensics
line her up, buddy. There we go. Beautiful.
Outsmarting the law, he most definitely did not.
So
like these.
Erica and investigating officers.
We're gonna bring that all the way.
And when in Florida someone expresses to a law enforcement officer that they are suicidal, Florida law allows law enforcement to take them to a mental health evaluation and treatment center, and then that treatment center can hold the person up to 72 hours without further court order.
Pedro's mental health evaluation is coming to an end. We're notified Monday morning. They say Mr. Bravo's fixing to be released, probably at 8 o'clock. I have my suspicions that there was something very bad that had happened to Christian, but I don't know where Christian is, and I don't have enough to really make a case that, you know, it was homicide. But what I've got is possibly a misdemeanor battery or possibly a failure to render aid to, you know, person in medical need.
Bro, this is shit that be pissing me off, bro. Like, motherfucker does not.
Failure to render aid because, you know,
See
he's
that?
saying
Click.
that
Come here,
he has
mother
a
licker. Come
disagreement
here,
in
mother
his
licker.
vehicle with Christian. They
All
kind
right.
of start fighting. He hits him in the nose, starts beating him up, and then leaves him there.
I told my wife and my son, Alexander, they put a charge on Pedro, and it's for a reason. But we have to keep praying. I still have some hope that my son is alive.
When they arrest him, it's giving the police time to proceed with examining what they've obtained from the search warrants.
In the search of this vehicle, police find multiple things within Pedro's belongings. There's this diary, a journal of sorts, in which Pedro is a, you know, a talented artist, and you could see a lot of his drawings, but oh my gosh, the words, a lot of what he was writing there when it came to his feelings for Erica.
It has a lot of very disturbing information about how he feels about Erica, very sort of stalker, way over interested in this young woman. In the search of Pedro Bravo's car, police find an almost empty Gatorade bottle that contained Gatorade, acetaminophen, and diphenhydramine, or Benadryl. In the backseat floor of Pedro Bravo's car, there are floor mats. On the floor mats, it's clear that he has freshly applied large quantities of paint.
When we took video and pictures of that under a black light, and it fluoresced that there was blood on the carpet in the rear of the vehicle.
During the execution of the search warrant of Pedro Bravo's room, in the closet, in a suitcase inside of another bag, is Christian Aguilar's backpack. And in his backpack, there's a lot of personal items.
His wallet, his Gator One, you know, that ID from the University of Florida. Why would Christian's belongings be there? You can't help but start thinking the absolute worst.
Sitting in the garbage can are a bunch of empty capsules where someone has taken the powdery substance or the substance out of the middle of the capsule and just thrown the empty capsules in halves into the trash can. And sitting on top of the dresser is a receipt from Walmart where he bought duct tape and sleeping pills, and then another receipt from Lowe's for a shovel 4 days before the disappearance of Christian. Now we have the receipt. We're sending a detective to Walmart and to Lowe's. They're going to take the receipt with the timestamp on it and the register that he used. They're pulling up surveillance video to match that.
We were able to show him in possession of the shovel, and then also showing him checking out again, buying ZzzQuil and buying acetaminophen.
If you think about Hansel and Gretel, story about them leaving breadcrumbs, that's exactly what investigation is breadcrumbs. You find these empty capsules in the garbage can, a receipt for a shovel and for the sleeping pills.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, bro.
And then start trying to link all these breadcrumbs together by physically showing that it was Pedro who bought these things, who left these breadcrumbs, because we can actually match him up with video surveillance showing he's the one that made that purchase. Pedro's computer was found at his apartment. Getting Pedro's computer was really important for us because we wanted to be able to see if there was any kind of searches done relating to the disappearance of Christian. The digital footprint for Bravo shows that 4 days before.
Sheesh, we getting in the deets, mother lickers.
For what is chloroform?
He was searching things like how do sleeping pills kill, whether you can knock someone out with rubbing alcohol. It was very clear that he's looking for chemicals to incapacitate someone.
He's doing all kinds of digital searches and digital activity until Christian goes missing.
There we go, buddies. And that's gonna be that for right now. Ooh, shit.
Forensic evidence came together, making a very, very strong case against Pedro Bravo.
Big little 3-hour banger. Wow, 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 wow.
They go over what they have with us.
They've asked me, if you had a body right now of Christian, would you charge him with murder? And I said, yeah. And they said, charge him.
Charge him, buddy.
Randy
the hell?
Roberts came to me and told me we're not looking for somebody alive anymore. They took me aside and they told me we think that Pedro Bravo killed Christian. As a father, I didn't want to give up my hope. The only thing that I wanted to do was search for my son. Even if we don't find him alive.
One of the most important things I thought I could ever do was try to find Christian for Carlos.
There you go. A little glass.
Pedro gets arrested for Christian's murder. Obviously, it's a little bit of relief to see that he's formally charged, right? But there's also a new sense of urgency, if you will, because we have to take all of this data, everything that we've been finding, and really shore it up and start putting it together, because now we're going to have a trial. So I re-extract Pedro's phone. This is 12 hours a day going through Pedro's phone, file by file, folder by folder. At this point, we've tracked Pedro's device to Archer Road. It disappears off the network because he puts his phone in airplane mode. So the breadcrumb of locations, if you will, kind of goes dead for us. But we're able to get into the underlying files and databases, like the battery log, from the initial look at Pedro's phone. And as I continue to dig into these logs, I also find an app usage log. What was really interesting for us,
there we go.
is that on the evening that Christian was last
All right, so we got those, we got those, we got this, we got this, we got the walls itself. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a little bit of the fun shit. So I like to kind of, as I'm creating these models, I'll throw some materials on them just to make sure that the shit looks worth a fuck, to be honest with you, because it is massively different whenever, you know, like this. I know to make it really small, but like what if I made it, because this glass reacts accordingly, right? So what if I made the glass like 3 inches thick? You'd be like, what the fuck? This is all weird. This glass is like something weird. Okay, so it makes a difference. All right, so yeah, we can do anything. I want to do. Let's go ahead and get the wall squared away first. Let's create something crazy. Let's go crazy on the wall, man. Let's go just crazy, man. So this, you can kind of click them and it will show you what that looks like. Let me go to my render and make sure I'm okay.
When they got fairly close to the
Viewport.
It was very clear immediately that it was a human.
The body was face down with duct tape around his neck, around his ankles, and his wrists.
Also too, let me add a light source so we can kind of see what that'll be like. Because the light source obviously matters. The sun, I guess.
This rural area of Levy County, you want to go and hide a secret.
No, I really don't want this to be sun. So I'll click this and then I will go to area. Create an area light and just brighten the fuck out of it.
No, nothing out there. It's in pitch dark. So we believe
There we go.
the reason that flashlight app was on for 45 minutes was he was using that to get rid of Christian's body.
People lie, right? Data doesn't. Digital evidence never lies.
All right, so this will just put it in the center of the room, which is not the best place to put light, but you know, whatever.
Usage, right? And being able to narrow it down to this specific period at night, which is after
And we will go.
Christian's been killed.
Let's do. Fuck that. Let's just add our own little tent. Right there looks good. And that is way too fucking bright now.
Every time that Carlos was on TV,
80 is good.
that he would hold.
All right. Now this is looking weird. Why? Because we have to go UV editing. What the hell?
Finding Christian was a miracle. We were thinking also not only to bring
What the
him
hell?
to properly give him, as we Christians do, burial, to have a place where we can go and
And then go to UV, go to
we believe that we're gonna be with him.
unwrap, and then smart UV
But also
project.
the opportunity for justice.
All right. So that should be good. We'll see.
Everybody talking. Pedro Bravo is being accused of killing his good friend, Christian Aguilar. This was a huge trial. I was in the courtroom every single day covering this trial.
Anywho, that's not what I want anyway, so.
Expect to hear from was Pedro himself.
There we go.
And he tells me, why don't you go kill yourself?
Damn, what the hell?
Going into the trial for the murder of Christian Aguilar, we have this trove of digital data.
Well, I'm not gonna do any kind of wood because, well, I'm gonna have a wood panel wall, and that's gonna be weird looking. So.
It sets the scene for everything, and it is the backdrop to truth here. We have cell phone data. We have range to tower data. We have the log within the phone that shows battery usage. We have the content of his computer. We have video surveillance. We have his usage of the flashlight.
It's rendering. There we go.
And it puts things in the perspective that are immovable for a jury.
We were able to pull Walmart video from the parking lot, from where we had the time frame where two phones.
Let's just do wall. See what they got in there.
In the parking lot, and we're able to see.
Let's do interior wall.
Pull into the parking lot, sit for a period of time, and then he pulled up to the next row of parking places.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see in the car; it's just too long of a distance from the surveillance video. But you can make out the vehicle. They both sit there for a long period of time, probably 60 to 90 minutes.
Pedro Bravo admitted to another inmate who we called during the trial is that after Christian Aguilar kind of fell asleep or became very drowsy from that cocktail of poison that he had given him, that he, Pedro Bravo, got into the backseat of the car, took a toe strap, essentially a strap that one would.
It's actually kind of cool, right? What the hell?
Over the seat, put it around Christian's neck, braced Pedro Bravo's knees against the back of.
All right, so then you can click here, go to this, and then maybe this is. You can click that and go
When
to
I find out how he killed my son,
maybe compositing.
that was the worst day in court.
Geometry nodes.
He poisoned my son. He suffocated my son, and it took him 13 minutes to take him down. And I have to discover
Normal
this one
map. There we
in
go.
a court setting where I couldn't cry.
Normals. And then you can adjust the strength of the normals as well to increase the depth essentially on these.
The defense argued for acquittal judgment
You see how that is? That shows the texture more of the actual tiles and like where the cracks and stuff of the tiles would be. And so usually you would go through the geometry nodes to do that if you were creating your own materials. But since I'm using this material, then it really makes no sense to do all that. But a lot of times they'll have the
In the end, I think one of the most surprising
normals built into the
evidence, physical,
pre-done materials and stuff, so which is cool.
did not admit any guilt.
It's a very nice.
Good friend of mine, and he's someone that I could open up to if I was having a hard time.
I did not believe anything he had to say. It was contrived. It was highly affected in the sense that he tried to portray himself as this very friendly, very pleasant, easygoing person that never would wanted to harm Chris. It just was an act that no one was believing.
You took his past, everything he had been. You took his present, everything he was, and you took his future, everything that he would have been.
Well, that's true.
Was found guilty of every crime in which he was charged, including first-degree murder, kidnapping.
Whoa.
He was sentenced to multiple life sentences consecutive to each other.
Okay, let's do that.
That day, nobody won. I didn't take Christian home that day. And Pedro.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Pedro Bravo home.
All right. And then this we want to do brushed.
I cannot say that Pedro's family, they are monsters.
So we'll do some brushed steel. Oh, damn.
His son dead is wrong. I hope he never did it. Unfortunately, he did. But he destroyed 2 families with that actions.
Damn, they got gold. Brushed gold. Whoa, what the hell?
God have mercy that we were able to get justice and that we were able to have closure. We go back to that location where Christian was found. And people sometimes wonder why you go back, why you hurt yourself. For us, it's not hurting. A lot of people don't have that closure. They still wondering. I think if I didn't find Christian, probably this interview will be on the woods. Because I will still looking for my son.
I feel that. I'll still be looking for my goddamn son, buddy. Jeez, spell, bro, spell.
You'll receive bonuses worth $5,000.
She and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Sure. And she didn't mention that to me, that you guys were having a rough time currently. Are you guys in the process of separating, getting divorced, or working through things?
To be determined. My brother Matthew is a cop, so I have a retractable asp steel baton.
Yeah.
As I said, not right now, but otherwise it's on me all the time. I sleep with it next to me. I've bought some additional security cameras for the house. So what am I doing? I'm panicking. And I'm doing a shit job of protecting my wife. So I'm not doing good.
Yeah, I can see that. So, with that being, I know that Chris Steele, we put her car on a lift on Tuesday afternoon to see if there's any sort of GPS tracking or anything like that. We couldn't find anything on the car. If Anthony is watching you guys, it's going to be in person from a distance or nearby or however. So that poses an interesting issue in of itself.
from Daniel's reactions, it's clear the stalking is taking a toll on him, too. His wife is terrified, his family feels hunted, and he's struggling to understand how any of this is happening. Detective Martinez wraps up the interview, but something Daniel said lingers in the back of his mind. He revealed that he didn't know about the stalking for almost a month, not until Crystal finally showed him the email with the photo taken outside his workplace. So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, and what he finds is concerning. He learns that the couple have been going through a rough patch recently. Nothing hostile or dangerous, but they were trying to work things out, doing what they believed was best for their kids and holding their family together the best they could. With how much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation, and for a moment, he even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign. Throughout November, the harassment continues to escalate with more messages and threats. Crystal continues documenting everything and constantly monitors her cameras. By early December, she finally receives a message that gives her the smallest breath of air. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you'll let the cops get me after you get rid of him. For the first time in weeks, Crystal and her family feel a brief sense of relief. It sounds like Anthony is backing off, maybe even leaving the state. But in reality, this is just the stalker's final move to make them drop their guard before he strikes. The day starts like every other day. Daniel leaves for work, while Crystal heads out to drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over the Ring doorbell camera, and slips inside the house. Minutes later, Crystal drives back home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea someone is waiting for her inside, and the moment she closes the car door, he attacks. The stalker strikes Crystal in the head, stabs her, and leaves her bleeding on the floor. After months of plotting, this is the moment he'd been waiting for. Later that morning, Daniel tries calling Crystal from his office, but she doesn't answer or respond to texts. Hours pass, and there's still no sign of her, so Daniel finally decides to call police.
Springfield Dispatchers meeting.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
We've had threats against us. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
Okay.
Threats have been made against my life.
Okay.
And threatening to kidnap her, which is why I'm nervous that she's not answering me.
Within minutes of Daniel's call, an officer is dispatched to the Krug residence to check on Crystal. At the same time, Daniel also calls Crystal's mother, asking her to go check on her daughter, sending her straight into the worst moment of her life. While she makes her way there, the officer reaches the house first.
Hello?
Oh, I was just, I'm their neighbor, and they called me, like, can you go see if she'll answer the
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so.
Okay, I'm like, I go check.
Just next door? Okay.
All right, well, you got this.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it.
The house looks quiet, and the officer doesn't notice anything wrong from the outside. But before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying sight. The officer leans in for a closer look. He spots a body lying on the floor, motionless, with blood smeared across the wall.
151, send medical, and 110, I need a force entry. I got a female down in the garage. Brookfield Police! Brookfield Police! Oh, shit. Holy shit.
The officer steps into the garage to find Crystal with what looks like a severe head injury, so he immediately begins performing CPR, working on her for several moments with no success before opening the garage door to give medics access. But instead of paramedics, someone else soon arrives.
Garage is open now.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. I need you to stay out, please.
Tragically, as the garage door is lifted to get medics in, Crystal's mother catches a brief glimpse inside, just long enough to see an officer performing CPR on her daughter. Before she can process what she's seeing, another officer quickly arrives to shield her from this nightmare.
Bam! I need you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. I understand. I need you to come on over here, okay?
Okay.
I know. Do me a favor, go and sit inside so we can work on her, okay? So we can try to get her the help, okay? What's your name?
Linda.
Linda?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Officer Zamora, okay? I'll come out here and I'll give you some news as soon as I can.
Please tell me she's okay.
I have no idea just yet, but I know that they're working on her. The officer in there has been working CPR on her, and I think she's doing okay,
My
okay?
husband called.
He did. He's the one that called us and let us know, okay? Go ahead, take a seat for a minute. I'll be right back here, okay?
I need to tag out, man. She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else, but probably falling, but I don't know, man. It's a good one.
Yep.
Husband said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive. Decent head wound.
Where we have more room at patient.
While medics continue working on Crystal inside the garage, an officer stands outside reassuring a distressed woman who's just arrived, unaware that this is Crystal's mother. She's shaken and terrified by the horrors she witnessed inside the garage. Linda would later learn that none of this was random, and finding her daughter like this was always part of a twisted plan. Back inside the garage, medics keep working, still trying to revive Crystal, not yet aware of the fatal wound hidden beneath her clothing.
Guys, you see anything other than a fall type of wound?
What's that? Gash on the chest.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a stab wound. Chest. Lights ready.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it. Do you have any idea how old?
The dispatch could tell us. The husband called in to check on her. I don't know right now, but dispatch should have it.
So we have a visible stab wound, you guys?
Yes.
Right above her heart. And then we are asystolic. Yep. Asystole. Yep. Jermaine, are you good with this, or do you? How recent is this trauma? Because if this
Husband said he couldn't reach her for
transport, we don't know if it's within 10 minutes, man. Okay, yeah.
Husband has not been able to reach her by any means for a few hours. Stab wound to the chest. Let Henry know that.
Medics work for only a few minutes before realizing there's nothing more they can do. Beside Crystal's body, tucked inside her purse, the officer notices a handgun she never even had time to reach for. With the immediate area secure, officers spread out throughout the house, searching every room for the attacker, but no one is inside. And as officers step outside the home, they start noticing small details that don't line up with an impulsive crime.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. and Martinez was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a big old... I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So, other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know? See what they need. I kicked that, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. That is very interesting. Almost like dude might have stuck around from this way and...
I wonder if maybe the door was unlocked, that's how he got in. And then
you know what, dude?
Deadbolted when...
You know what? I don't know. I kicked it and it went pretty easy. So I'm going to say no deadbolt.
It wasn't deadbolted, it was just handle was locked.
I saw her, came around, booted it.
Officers quickly confirmed the door was unlocked, and a strip of blue tape had been placed over the Ring doorbell camera. Whoever did this clearly planned it and came prepared. As police continue searching the scene, more family members begin arriving one by one, each of them unknowingly walking into the worst moment of their lives, while officers prepare to deliver the news no family ever wants to hear.
I don't know anything just yet, ma'am. I don't know anything just yet. Are you...
This is her mom.
She's a...
I'm her mom. Family friend.
Family friend?
Family friend from down the street. I live right in the blue house there. We asked her to come knock on the door.
Okay. Is her husband almost here?
Is he? Is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together. Okay. We don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so...
He said he was on. What did we do to her? What they won't say. They won't say. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh my gosh.
Who's in charge of the doctor? We'd like to know what happened.
Absolutely. And as soon as someone frees up who can tell you, I'll send them your way, okay?
Our son's on his way.
Is this your daughter, sir, or your daughter-in-law?
That was my daughter.
This is your daughter, and so her brother's on his way.
With Crystal's father and brother now at the scene, the weight of what's happened settles over the family, and it grows heavier by the minute. The only person missing is Crystal's husband, Daniel, the man who feared he wouldn't be able to protect her for weeks. Now he's on his way to find out those fears have come true. As they wait for him, detectives arrive at the scene and begin coordinating their next steps to hunt down whoever did this. Little do they know, the killer they're looking for is still in the area, much closer than they think.
So I pulled my car around to the garage just to see if her car was in the garage. And I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs, blood smear on the wall. And I came around and booted the front door. It turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the Ring camera, almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it.
Okay.
And then maybe she opened the door for somebody. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed after tearing the shirt and everything off, she had a good stab wound right there. So that's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
Okay, so I need another detective up here to start working with canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here, so he'll be good. With that, I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give...
Martinez was working on the stalking before.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Well, we got to be careful of it. We have to be careful. We don't know. Anybody that's here is still suspect, so we need to be sure that we stay focused on that.
Yep.
As investigators discuss plans to interview Crystal's family and her husband Daniel, he arrives on scene, cutting the conversation short. And right away, he makes it clear to everyone that he's nothing more than a devastated victim overwhelmed by what's happened to his wife.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir. This is my house. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
Questions right now. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of answers for you. But know what you want to do right now. That we can
together so we can get you guys there.
He's awesome. What could have said? Someone leave me over there?
At this time, officers have no reason to suspect Daniel of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man, because Daniel knows exactly what happened inside that garage, and Daniel is the killer himself. Every tear and shaking breath is part of his act, one he will continue selling to police and Crystal's family standing just a few feet away.
I didn't hurt. I